When it matters, we ain't got time for bullshit, ain't got time for your manners. We wanna see war, man, with a pen out here just causing damage. It's for when it matters. It's for when it matters. We ain't got time for bullshit, ain't got time for your manners. We wanna see war, man, with a pen out here just causing damage. It's for when it matters. But it matters for when it matters. See, I'm back up on my graph now. Take a door, I'm back out. See, my money came an issue. So we seated up a grass house. Now I'm cleaning up my rack count. If it's needed, put the cash down. Catch a chopper to the face. Let's see the beneath your mask now. We all about it, so I'm around me, still ain't gonna back down. Used to call you bro, till you morphed into that rat house. Now morgues, we never dap now. The sword will get you clapped down. Get your mom up on the rock and tell the bitch to lay the smack down. Your family's full of muppets, I ain't handy, but I'll cut him. You see, dad's an old shooter, like he handy with a musket. So we roll up on your street and have you clapped out with a rusty. I ain't moving with a mask, I'll just snatch him in a hoodie. I'm a bastard, but they love me. He ain't scared, let the thing go. I've always been a good kid, so they blame it all on gringo. Cause he'll snatch your fucking fingers if you're claiming that ring glows. Debo with a fist, knock your boy out his pencil. It's when it matters. It's when it matters.
Come on, fam. Do you want action? Some said I wasn't gonna show up.
For many years, the plains were split by the rule of two kings, divided with the respect that the inevitability of a great question must be asked. The King of the North, a flagship leader of the people who never followed rules, the Robin Hood of headhunters, toppling nations and returning with skulls as reminder that survival instinct can go one way, his way. The King of the South, ruling with an iron fist, earning his keep through conquering and dismantling those who try test their might as reminders of the pecking order, with gold that shines in the eyes of new challengers with tales of those who died trying. On the start of the 8th month, worlds collide, North versus South, the anchor versus the sail, the monolith versus the vortex, the thesis versus the antithesis. As history is forged by the winners, the great question must be asked. Who's really ruled the land this whole time? Guess there's one way to find out.
It's London, Jen. You already knew that. Shout out Smokehouse. Big up Danny for talking up the things. Of course you have to, because it's insane. Shotty fucking Horroh versus Gemini match up coming up August 1st. Premier Battles. If you haven't got your tickets, I don't know what else to tell you except you make shit decisions. Sort that out. Be there or be disappointed. That's it. This is an insane one. This is definitely one of the biggest battles in years, decade or so. Definitely since I've been outside, which is quite a long time now. And yeah, I'm feeling this. Like, my heart has been so invested in this battle so many times. I can't tell you how many times I thought, alright, it's definitely gonna happen now. And yet no flyer. And yet no flyer. There's been diss tracks, there's been back and forth, there's been live on stage face-offs, call outs, inside, everything. There's been everything. This battle has had all the build-up. And now we're here. I cannot wait. Gemini, Shotty, Gemini, who you got? Let us know, and I'll see you there.
Yo, it's Arx. Let's talk about this Shotty and Gem battle. It's gonna be fucking crazy. The scene needs this, man. The scene needs this. The scene needs these two heavyweights to go at it. And I personally cannot wait to be there. It feels like it's been brewing for time. It's obviously meant to happen a year ago, so I'm sure the material is building up and is crazy. So, boom, looking forward to being there. Looking forward to seeing the battle live in the flesh. It's gonna be fire.
Yo, it's your boy T, let me speaking on the Gem and Shotty battles. It's gonna be crazy. Been waiting for this one for years. I think it's definitely gonna live up to the hype, you get me? I think it's gonna be a close battle, but I think I'm gonna edge slightly to Shotty still. I think it's gonna be 2-1, but it's gonna be crazy still.
Shotty versus Gem. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's like a unstoppable force meeting another unstoppable force. And you know, the clash is gonna be crazy. You know what I mean? The collision's gonna be nuts. I just can't wait to see it.
Yes, lads, what's happening is big, and if you haven't got your tickets already for August 1st, you're a dafty. Get your tickets. Get one for the whole family. Get one for your niece, your nephew, your uncle, your auntie, the whole gang. It's going to be class. It's the biggest battle the UK scene has seen in about 10 years, I'd say. I mean, you've got the Premier Battles champion defending his belt against the GOAT, most would argue, so definitely go down. It's a stacked card from start to finish. It's going to be very, very good. It's going to feel like the scene is breathing back into life, I'll put it that way. It's going to be incredible, and my only regret is I can't be there myself, but I can't wait to watch the battles. It's going to be amazing. Go.
Yeah, Shotty Gem is like Klopp Liverpool going up against Pep City, like two absolute perfectionists just battling it out to see ultimately who has the biggest.
Not every day you get a battle like this, you know what I mean? They've been building up to it a long time. Two of the greatest talents ever to come out of the UK, out of planet Earth in this battle rap sphere. Between them, they have every aspect. I'd say each of them has every aspect. So them two guys going against each other, the title match stands to be something absolutely extra special. So
the culture loves to talk about the mega matches that are left and the leagues that they're supposed to be on. It doesn't get much more mega than Shotty Horroh versus Gemini. There isn't a better spot for it than Premier Battles. This event's going to be insane.
Yo, Ross Martin, Real Life Hill. Just been asked my thoughts on Shotty versus Gem. And if you don't know my thoughts, you don't know who I am. Because I've been waiting for this battle for 6 years, bruv. I was 19 when the thought and prospect of this battle came into fruition, and my little 19-year-old heart was bubbling for joy. 6 years later, I am halfway to 50, and I still have not witnessed Shotty Horroh versus Gemini, but don't worry, because August 1st, ladies and gentlemen, August 1st, we will finally see this Clash of Titans, and if you do not have your tickets, what planet are you on?
Yes, my people, it's your boy Trub, and listen, if you ain't got your tickets for August 1st, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing. Literally the biggest UK versus UK battle to happen in at least the last 10 years. So if you ain't pulling up to this one, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't know. Like, this is the one. If you got friends that you've been telling about battle rap for the longest time, buy them a ticket. Buy them a ticket. Tell them, listen, cancel everything you got going on for August 1st. Pull up. They're going to understand what's been going on for the last, do you know what I'm saying, however long that you've been telling them about the scene, and they don't get it. They're going to understand it. They're going to understand it. Tell them, buy them a ticket, pull up to August 1st, go to Premier battles.club, Hootenanny Brixton. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie. Literally, the two biggest UK battlers are facing each other. This is not to be missed. Gemini been on an incredible run. He's a champ now. From Bizzo, Rivers, Koj, he's given us incredible battles in the last few years. Disaster, Coffee Brown, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? And Shotty Horroh, you've seen him, K-Shine, Ichi Gotti, Eunice, Tay Rock. He's been on a crazy run too. So this is the one, man. This is the one. August 1st, Premier battles.club. Get your tickets, man. Pull up.
Hey yo, it's Crow. August 1st, we're finally getting that Shotty versus Gem battle, and this is the one we've all been waiting for. Like, this is gonna be crazy. It's the last, or one of the last big matches, you know, from the old guard, and shit, I'm looking forward to this like crazy. Two of the best in the game, two of, yeah, my favorite for different reasons. man, if you're not in the building, you are fucking up heavy, because it's gonna be fucking nuts. Just bars, performance, like flows, pockets, cadence. This is the top level you're gonna get. So yeah, I ain't got a prediction for you. Fuck that. I'm just predicting that I'm gonna have a great fucking time watching it.
Yo, brother, fuck me, man. Shotty and Gem. There's not many big battles like this left, and a lot of the time, these kind of battles just don't end up happening for one reason or another, and time more than anything, man. These people aren't going to be here forever, man, like active in the way that especially Shotty is right now, man. He's kind of having a second fucking run at things, and he's just been killing everything. And Gem is crazy, man. It's one of them battles where the fact that it hasn't happened yet, we're kind of really fucking lucky, man. I'm so gassed for this battle. In a lot of ways, this could either be like a rebirth or a fucking goodbye party for UK battle rap in its kind of current form, man. It's just such a good battle. If you don't go, you're a fucking idiot. That's all I know, man. The whole fucking, like, can you name me 2 active fucking, and I'm not just on about good battlers, I'm on about top fucking tier battlers. You don't get better than Shotty and Gem, and for them two to go at each other, they're putting a lot on the fucking line to do it as well, man. Like, the incentive has got to be just the fucking love of it, bro. And I respect it highly. For me, I don't know what UK battle rap looks like in 2 years' time, but right now, this event, UK battle rap looks good, man. Like, whether that translates into fucking ticket sales or fucking more views on YouTube, it doesn't matter. We do battle rap because we fucking love it. And this is just 2 people going at it in this highest fucking form, and it's going to be nothing but a fucking slugfest, man. I can't wait for it. I'm coming. It's just going to be silly, man. It's going to be fucking nuts. If you don't go, you're a fucking idiot. Buy a hat, smoke cups, bye.
Alright, it's Battle Rap's favourite uncle. We're not just outside. We there foreign. Shotty vs Gem, Premier Battles, August the 1st. I don't think there's been a UK battle this big since me and Shotty, which lets you know how much presence Gemini has. You don't want to miss this, man. You do not want to miss this. The title is on the line. The UK GOAT, Shotty Horroh, against probably the next best to ever do it, aside from myself, of course. Hey, tune in. Don't miss it, man. Make sure you're there. August the 1st, Premier Battles, Shotty versus Gem. I'm having a blast, mate.
That's my 3rd round in! Yes! Star Black Hey London! Your little baby boy Gemini's next.
When Brimsy said I had to battle a bitch with an accent, I actually popped my collar. But that's because I thought he was talking about Shotty Horroh. Why that bitch?
Yo, what is good, people? It's Danny, you're back at the Smokehouse. This event is gonna be nuts. Watching that back, it took me ages to put together, but watching that back just actually, I'm sat here like buzzing. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna bring on, there's a couple people backstage already, so I'm gonna bring them guys on right now. So first off, we've got a guy who I would have expected would have been on this card, but unfortunately it hasn't happened. But yeah, I'm sure he's got a lot to talk about and a lot of opinions on this card anyway. So first up, we got Hamil. What's up, man?
What's happening, lad? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Thank you for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Nah, hey, whenever you want it, man, you are a more than welcomed guest. We also have the guy at media at the moment, and has been for a few years, really. And it's Cammy. What's up, my guy? How you doing?
Can you? Yeah, you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. I looked at the little 3 buttons on the side and thought that was the volume thing. I'm an idiot. You've just given me a compliment, and I'm stupid on computers. How are we?
Hey, I said you was good at media, not at technology, so it's all right. It's all right.
That's true.
Apparently, you're not that good at apparently you're not that good at pouring pints either, right?
That's the most atrocious pint in the history of pint pouring I have ever
I said I'm going to try and bring it up at some point. I just went straight there. Like,
fucking awful.
We weren't even polite about it. Like, sorry, I got a pint pulling machine, and then I sent a message to Gasbuff. Don't trust Gasbuff. He exposes your DMs.
Oh damn, that wasn't even like a live thing. That was literally just.
No, I was on Discord. Wow. I was playing Mecha Chameleon with him. I thought, guys, I've got a pint pulling machine. Let's get an inaugural pint in. Went over, completely fucked it. He screenshotted it, kept it on him, and the next day it's up.
I'm not going to lie, Cammy, there's a lot of excuses, it sounds like, here right now. You seem to be assigning blame a lot to James Buff, and I don't like it.
No. The blame is on me for not tipping the glass. That's the blame. I didn't tip the glass initially. Well, I'm not a pint puller, I'm a pint drinker. So, like,
there you go.
No, it was a disaster. But we are here now. We are here. It was embarrassing. But with that being said, Frankie Fraser 3-0 because Sean Cray will lose 3-0 as well. It's Frankie for the win. Because Sean Cray decided to come back
but his half is gonna fail. All right.
Yeah.
All right, before we get into it, let's just acknowledge the people in the chat. So we got Lorne is there. What's up, man? Ain't seen you about in a while.
Yes,
hope to see you at this event, man. It'd be really good to chop over you in person, definitely. Dojo, what's up? It's always good to see you in the chat, man. Always good. Pagan. It's still sore, man. It's still sore at the moment. Like,
it's not nice, is it? It's not nice.
It's, like, I like Pagan as well. That's the worst thing about it. I want to call him a dickhead, but I can't because he's not a dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a dickhead. He's not.
It's obligation, he's got an obligation.
Exactly.
That is the most out of pocket you have ever been, Dan. That is the most out of pocket. I didn't know you had it in you.
Hey, trust me, man. Trust me. I was polite back then because I was trying to get Tom into battle rap, innit? Now he's gone. I'm just like, fuck it, you're all having it. Battle rap bandwagon. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. And of course, Second City staff member. Well done, Troy. Congrats, man, and welcome. Hopefully you're.
Can I just say, I know we're here to obviously talk about the upcoming event, but I was at the Second City event, the debut one in Birmingham, and just big up Troy and McCoy for what they did there, because for a debut event, that was fucking fantastic. They handled it really well, very professional. The crowd was boss as well, just good battles, good energy. Yeah, really good day, so big up Troy and Adam for that one.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I tried to lock down doing some media for that, but there was a few complications throughout, and we just couldn't get anything locked down. But the next event, I'm going to be all over that. Definitely all over it. Yeah, we got T in the chat. We got Cammy back.
I tried to do something technical and fucked it, so I just gave up.
Stick to your lane, man. Stick to your lane. Let's just talk. We got T in the chat. What's up, man? Hope you're ready and prepped for the weekend. Definitely. I'm excited to see what you and Tech can bring as a team. Jen, what's up, Jen? How you doing? Hope you're well. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. She's right, hit that like. So that we're up to date with the chat. We're gonna first off, what you guys expecting? I mean, Hamil, you might have known some, behind the scenes kind of thing. What you expecting this card? Like, they announced Shotty versus Gem, yeah. And then every other match they announced, you could have given me 100 guesses and I wouldn't have gone.
This is the thing. I think when you've got a main event like that one, you really could have, in my opinion, 5 bang average battles, and everyone would still be in the room waiting for that main event. However, I knew they were gonna stock it with the very best of us, and the thing that shocked me, I'll be honest, is the 2 2-on-2s. But I think that's really cool. I think that's added a lot to the card. In fact, I wasn't expecting them to do 2 of them, let alone 1. But I like that it's 4 new teams. I like that it's 4 characters, or 4 characters in each 2-on-2. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. To be fair, I wasn't expecting this caliber of card, I'll be honest, but you never know with Prem, do you? To be fair, so yeah.
That's it, man. They as they say, they do not miss, and with this card, they haven't at all. Cammy, every time there's going to be a pint comment, I'm bringing it up. All right, I know you just seen it.
Cool.
I know you just read it as well. Cool. I've seen your face.
I know. I've got the chat. I've got it on my phone. I'm reading what the fuck people are putting down. Piece of shit.
Hamil, whilst I was playing that video, there was a bit in it. You reacted to something that Grazza said about this could either be like a rebirth or a goodbye party.
Yeah,
you
do you know what?
The certain way I noticed it. I want to bring it up. Just what was your thoughts on that bit?
Do you know what? He had me in the first half. I was fully with him. I was like, yeah, he's speaking facts here. And then when he's like, and don't get me wrong, it's his opinion and it's fair enough. It's been so uncertain, the scene, for lack of that feels like the right word. So I do get what he means. It could be the rebirth. It could maybe be the farewell. It's one of them. I think as a newer battler, Graz has obviously been doing this a while, and he's very good, by the way. But I think as a newer battler, you'd hate that, or the idea of that. But because I feel like I'm just getting started, lads, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I do get where he was coming from. And then when he just started speaking about the event again, he had me in the second half as well. I was agreeing with everything he was saying. So it was just like I hope not. You know what I mean? I hope it's not a farewell. But yeah,
I see your face. You kind of went like.
Yeah, it was a bit like, I don't know. I certainly don't know about that one, but no, it's his opinion, and as someone who's had, plenty more battles than myself, and has been a fan of this for, I'm sure, a lot longer than me. Maybe he's entitled to it, so fair enough. And I do agree, to be fair, with what he was saying. I think I maybe didn't like the fact it might have been true, but hopefully not.
Okay. And speaking of that video, Cammy, the bit that you did for that video, thank you, by the way. That was sick. You sent me two versions, right? And you said this one is the more theatrical one, and the other one is a little bit more. I didn't even watch the other one. I didn't.
Oh well.
As soon as I see that, I was like, "Nah, this is the one that I've got to use." Like, it was well good. So I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I wrote a script for that and everything. It was one of those. Okay, I'll take my time and read it off my phone, angle the camera so it's all my phone's tilted with the notes, and yeah, it's. I mean, to talk about that part, it is true though. Like, I think as with this battle in particular, it's the card is almost other than the final, essentially a North versus South card. Like, kind of. So it's subverted as this. And we have the two best UK battlers of all time. Who's the best? This is the definitive who's the greatest battler in the UK of all time. Like, you could throw Tony D and Soul in there, but other than that, like the two active battle rappers right now, these are the top two. Who's number one and who really rules the United Kingdom? Who has that crown? And it's the Rock versus Roman Reigns. It's the champ versus the boss.
I like how you kind of like separated them in terms of like Shotty's kind of been that guy to go out and conquer new lands. Jem's been that guy to hold the fort down in a sense and show that he's worthy of doing all of that Shotty's doing. Of course, Gem could go out and do all of that with travel restrictions not being a problem or whatever.
Yeah,
like. And Shotty could have done what Gem has done. Like, that's what I think. But the way you distinguish between the two, I've never thought about that, but that's so true. They've both became our top tier guys in completely different ways.
And they've been really so consistent. They've been so consistent in both of their own paths. With Gemini battling in the UK, I don't think I've ever seen a bad Gemini performance or Shotty Horroh performance. But even with Shotty going abroad, rapping in different crowds, different stages, Gem all over the UK, they've both just been so consistent with it for so long. And it really is like the pivotal moment now of where does it go? What happens now? And I can't wait.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right, we'll start on the card. Okay, so everybody in the chat, what I want you to do is I want you to give your predictions as well. I want to get as many comments. If everyone as well can please like, comment, subscribe, share the stream as well. I've put a tweet out. Please, everybody, retweet it. Thank you for those that have already. But everybody retweet it. Let's get as many eyes on this as possible.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll start off bottom of the card. That sounds bad, but this card, even the bottom of the card, is actually a really, really sick battle. And I think it could surprise a lot of people, and that is Photo Boy versus Sam Hypes.
Okay, do you want to go first, Hamil, or do you want me to?
Yeah, ladies first, mate. I'll let you go.
Well, you know what? You got to let the prettiest one go first, the one with the good looks. So, I'll say this, right? I think the last from the We're Winning Matters tournament, basically, actually the last 3 months, we've had a totally different Sam Hypes versus what we had before. And you know, I'll not say a returning Photo Boy because I was there in April, who smashed it versus Slim Buck. But like as a Photo Boy that wants to be involved now, you've Sam Hypes for a little while was someone that you could get a battle against. He was a bit of a gatekeeper. Sam Hypes has closed the gate now. So you're going to actually have to fight him now to get up a level. And, you know, and I'm assuming Photo Boy wants to move forward in here. This might have been the worst time to get Sam Hypes. It might have been the worst time. And for that, and like, you know, the Gas Buff performance was something special, you know, beating Briggsy the way that he did, like, you know, like he's now that he's starting to get the more momentum, like I'm hoping that people are looking forward to seeing Sam, because this it's not quite the Bizzle takeover or anything, not quite that, but we have seen an active progression forward for Sam Hypes that hadn't happened in about 5 years. So I'm hoping I'm hoping they both do amazing, but I want Sam to keep this momentum up. Take the not to fall now that he's out of tournament, not to fall back to what might be a default Sam, but an active, this is, I'm going to try this some different thing. I'll oscillate the voice at this bar and bring it down, make it more of a journey. But Photo Boy is such a perfect, like I've never seen Photo Boy live before. I was so amazed seeing him live versus Slim Buck that if Photo Boy does beat Sam Hypes, he needs to go to the moon. He needs to battle this guy. We need to just send him off to the moon. We need to send him off to all these other battles and get him against the other competition that we're going to really make him sweat if he beats Sam Hypes. But right now, that's a tall order. I think Sam Hypes might get him.
Okay. Hammer, what do you say?
Yeah, it's an interesting battle, difficult one for me, because I'll be honest, the only battle I'd seen of Photo Boy was he battled Slim Buck recently. Am I right in saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did watch that one, and it's odd because you don't know enough of someone's style if you've only seen one performance, I'd say. However, he did show promise in that battle. He did have moments in it where I thought that's really well put together, or he's performed that really well, and he seemed to control the room quite well, which is a tough thing to do against Slim Buck. I can tell you that from experience. But he did navigate it really, really well. All I would say is, and very similar to what Cammy touched on there, but I'm gonna not disagree with him slightly. It's hard to call Sam a gatekeeper, but he was at one point, I think, because I've seen a lot of Sam's battles, but you think of some of the names he's battled and the fucking, you know, the top of the top, and you think, that's not gatekeeping, right? That's contending. But at the same time, I know what you mean. In more recent, maybe years, perhaps, we've seen him act as such. I think the first battle of Sam Hypes I've seen in person was Dub T. And again, that's kind of a perfect example of what Cammy's talking about in a way. Someone who's coming up and trying to make more of a name for themselves versus someone who's already very well established. But I think it's tough, right? Because I draw on the Briggsy performance. That for me was when I went, there he is. You know what I mean? That was where he seemed to be a lot more, he was a lot more comfortable. He was a lot more confident. And I think it's like, it was kind of infectious. When a battler's performing like that, you kind of like connect with it a lot more, and you feel every bar a little bit more. And it was so funny watching the gaffer get embarrassed like that. Really good stuff. I do think against the Berk, he was a little bit maybe quieter than I would have liked, but he had a really, really good round. And I thought, fuck me, mate, if you had all 3 rounds, you know, at that cal, I think this would have been a tough battle to call. So really interesting battle. I believe they're opening up the call. Am I right in saying?
I would imagine I'd imagine it would be this, or I couldn't imagine them doing the on beat battle first. Personally,
No.
I think they'd wait until they got a few more people in the room and stuff like that. Because you know what battle rap fans are like, and to be honest, battlers are like. People will be slightly late and stuff. But exactly. I would imagine this is going to be first. Yeah.
Fair enough. I think in that case, it's both a brilliant opportunity for Photo Boy to kind of introduce himself a bit more so to Prem and the Prem fans in that venue. And to kick things off, I think it'll be great to see Sam and how he kind of, as Cammy said, kicks off from how he's been these past few months. So really good battle. When it was announced, it was one I didn't expect as well, and I love them ones. I think most of this card is like that, but really good first battle. I don't know how I'd call that one. I'd probably lean towards Sam, but we'll have to see on the day with that one, I think.
Yeah. See, for me, I've thought about this one quite a lot, right? Because during the tournament, I counted Sam out quite a lot, right? Because I felt like when me and Tom first started to go to events and stuff, right, a few years ago, he was on literally every single card. And he'd done well on every single card, but it felt like if you had watched one Sam hype battle, you had watched them all. And I feel like against De Burke, I do feel like he slipped back a little bit. Like his De Burke performance wasn't as good as his Briggsy one, and I don't think anyone can really argue that. But I just feel like he went back to the kind of formulaic kind of Sam hypes, and I weren't crazy about that performance personally.
And you can't do that against De Burke.
Exactly, and going up against somebody like Photo Boy, there's not a lot like. All you can say to Photo Boy is you've only had a handful of battles and you've been really good in them. Like he's going to have to be really creative, but he managed to be really creative against someone like Briggsy and that angle. So he does have the ability to do it. I just personally think Photo Boy has a lot more avenues and angles to go down against Sam than Sam would have against Photo Boy. So for that reason, I think I'm leaning more towards Photo Boy. Not saying, and this is with every battle on this card, right? We all know it can go either way. Both of these guys have the ability to win. And I think Photo Boy has got the element of surprise on his side in this battle because not a lot of people are going to have seen him. He's done one on Prem. Am I right?
Yeah, he's done one on Prem.
Yeah. So
in the engine rooms.
Yeah, so he's not exactly an established name on Prem. But I do feel like after this battle, people are going to start to wake up a little bit to Photo Boy. We'll just see what people are saying in the chat. So we've got Troy saying that Sam should win on experience, but Photo Boy is crazy in the room. Joji said only a spacesuit. I don't know what that's. Oh, you said
it's because I said it's off to. I get him off to the moon and stuff. Like yeah. I might wear a spacesuit to the event on Saturday. You never know.
Mate, it's going to be hot. Do not.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Everyone, bring a fan. Like, the air conditioning is good at Hootenanny, but bring a fan, get your sun cream, whatever the hell you need to keep cool. Yeah. I recommend a Hennessy and apple juice. It's very refreshing. you get your fine line of both.
Pagan saying that Photo Boy is way better than he has any right to be for having only a handful of battles to his name. He's so cold. So true. Jen's here. Saying he's a problem. He's going to surprise a lot of people. Saying the same thing. He's been dope since he started. This is interesting though. So Sam has been in big room situation. Photo hasn't. This venue on Saturday is a big space to utilize. That's very true.
It's funny you say that, but I would argue that just off the performance I've seen from Photo Boy and how he raps, I could put a bet that Photo Boy will get over more on a stage. I just as a presentation, like Photo Boy is so much more to the people around, just kind of how he presents versus Sam, which the problem with the Burke is very much this is the guy you are, everything's this way. I know this sounds silly, but everything's that way. You need to be this way.
I agree. Actually, I think Sam's very good in a pit. When he's on one in a pit and it's all close around him, he can be really effective there. From what I did see of Photo Boy, I feel like he would project well on a stage, and he's probably a bit more naturally animated than Sam, I would say, with his delivery and how he kind of carries himself. So yeah, now you've said that, it will be interesting to see kind of how they both perform in a venue like that on a stage as opposed to the pit.
Yeah, because also you got to think like Sam's coming off of the tournament battles, which was a very, very. I mean, you both have been to the events, performed whatever it is that you were there for. It was a very different kind of atmosphere, very different vibe. Like, obviously, it's riding a bike, and you're going to get on that stage. You're going to do what you do anyway, and it'll be fine. Like Sam's had a performance, and he had a good performance against a Burke. So yeah, it will be interesting. Definitely will be interesting. I think a lot of people are going to come away from that battle. If they didn't watch the Where Winning Matters tournament, they're going to be talking about both of these guys after the event and how they kicked off the event really, really well. So yeah, good luck to both battlers. Go on,
I want to see right after the battle happens. Hamil, are you there this Saturday?
Oh, of course, mate. What the fuck else?
I want you to if the battle's debatable or whatever, I want you to step up to Photo Boy saying, "I've got you next," and let's just start arguing. I will kill. I want to see because from there, keep the camera running. I've got you next, and then there's another battle down the line when you've just went, I could see you and him having a fucking banger. If he's going to be staying there, he'll be a problem. Not that maybe he'll win, but he'll be a problem, and you'll need to put him down now before he starts running amok through the entire roster.
Listen, Cammy, there's they're throwing names at me, mate. They're trying to fucking kill me at the minute, which is fine. I love that, but yeah, I could maybe squeeze him in at some point. I don't know, but I would like to, from what I did see. But it's a difficult one when you've not, everyone in the chat, are you watching? You've seen more of his battles. It's hard when you've not really. I will say though, from what I did see, he seems very energetic. He seems to project really well. Those are probably two traits I have as well. So I do see why you say it. It'd be an interesting, but I never say no. It's kind of what Prem throws at me, but as of right now anyway. But yeah,
I even said that as the conversation you guys had about what would have been predictable on a card like this, and I think Briggsy alluded to it, and Hamil doesn't need to say anything or anything. Briggsy alluded to it at one point, and I always remember these things. I was expecting Hamil versus Low Supreme. I'll be honest. I was expecting that to happen. He's kind of alluded to that one happening. Yeah. He did the judging and everything. It was all intertwined. It seems to not happen now, but that was one. If I was putting money on, I'm a little surprised. I am a little surprised.
What did Jose Mourinho say? Well, I think Jose Mourinho said
it was just a Twitter. It was one of those things. Whether I tweeted it or someone tweeted it, he was kind of like, he did a little bit here. It did like the eyes, the looking.
Yeah, but also you've got to remember Briggsy is just a massive wind up as well, yeah. So there might not have been any talk about it at all. You never know with Briggsy. I mean, I hope there was, because I actually watched who did I watch him against? I started to look into iBattle a little bit actually. I watched I can't remember who he was against, but he
Low Supreme versus Eunice or something like that.
It might have been because I remember I was watching Shotty and Eunice. So yeah, it might have been after that. I want to check.
Do you know what I will say? I am. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. But I am. There have been Jose Mourinho. Man, there have been lots of conversations over the past 4 months, which have been very pleasant. But obviously, I have got the international in the background. It won't be now. We have to get Where Winning Matters, not out of the way, fucking hell, but we have to get through Where Winning Matters first, reach that resolution. We've obviously got this card as well, but there have been conversations about where, who, when, and the closer we get to it, the more real it's feeling. So I won't confirm or deny, but we will see what happens on that front. But he is someone who I'm a fan of. I've watched, enough of his battles now. There are certain ones that come to mind. The Danny Myers one, very, very good performance. Yep. His writing against Tariq, I think it was, really, really good in that. I'm quite tuned in with the international battle rap, so I've watched a lot of iBattle. I've seen a lot of his stuff, and he's great. He's got strengths, he's got weaknesses, like us all. So I would not say no to that one, is what I would say.
Okay. Well, Dan, he's doing research, so he's soft announced it. So, everything I'm saying is absolutely true now. He's soft announced it because he's doing research.
That's what I'm
That's what I'm hearing too.
Listen, you can't trust
You know what,
trust the man's intel when he pours a pint like that, lads. Don't get me started.
Oh man, like, if I wasn't working tomorrow morning, like I would be pulling another pint right now. I would be pulling another.
Thank God you're clocking in the morning, Cam. Thank fuck for that.
Oh man, do you know what I was? I think I said it on a previous stream. But like for you, I hope there is. You get to go travel somewhere, right? Battle rap taking you around the world would be fucking sick.
Oh, I
but
think
for me,
it won't be in the UK.
For me, I want it here, right? Like I want you to be, doing that battle in the UK, but I would love to see you go out there and fly the flag as well.
Do you know what it is, brother? I think for the UK battle rap scene, it'd be quite cool just because we love an international just as much as I don't know. I don't let the label you. For example, internationals do really well on that league. And we love as a scene seeing our lot go over there and of course fly the flag. And I would love to see someone come over here and kind of bring the fight to me. But I also selfishly really like the idea of me jumping on a plane, taking the fight to them. I do really like the idea of doing that. But we'll see. Not on kind of completely finalised yet. So we'll see. But the thing is with me, lad. Go on. Sorry. I was just going to say I'm not very like. I try not to be, because I'm so early on still, like this is an opportunity for me, so I don't want to, I'm not in a position where I'm making any demands or anything like that. I'm very much kind of what Bloodstro, Briggsy and Trubs kind of direct to me. We have conversations and we go from there, but I will certainly not be saying I want this or because I'm just not like that anyway. It's an opportunity. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in, so we'll see, man. But I'd probably lean more towards selfishly going abroad and killing someone over there on their turf.
Of course, man, of course. And
before I don't like face turn Hamil. I don't like it. I don't like face turn Hamil. I want you to. I think you'd be so good as a heel. But let's go face. Let's go face and see how you get on. I bet you when you get the heel, you get the big bookings.
Do you know what? I think I can do both. I think it's just dependent on the opponent and obviously where it is, of course. But I'm excited, to be honest, lads. It's a lot of time commitment, as you both know. The writing, the rewriting, especially someone like me who probably writes too much and then goes back and second guesses. Takes a lot of time in the prep, I would say. But I love that. I love the commitment. I love the kind of agreement, if you will, but we'll see. I'm just seeing Prem say Hamil.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of the Macaulay Culkin.
I honestly hate Lewis Bison Briggs for that one, but again, I'd never say no.
It's funny, that is no other staff member apart from Briggs, isn't it? Like with a comment like that, you just know.
Shrubs write that. Shrubs isn't a nugget like that. Shrubs wouldn't write that. Briggsy is just a sausage, and that's why he's done that.
All right, so before I don't want to get you into trouble, Hamil, and you say one too many things that you shouldn't. So let's move on to the next battle, right?
That's why I'm the media, Dan.
Hey, mate, we've got to keep these battlers safe as well. We want Hamil to stay.
True.
So yeah, we'll go into this on beat battle. So we got obviously it was meant to be at the last event, but we got Frost versus Briggsy.
Frost 3-0.
What we said, Hamil, you go.
No,
what we said.
Do you know what? Obviously Frost has had a lot of a cappella battles. I'll be honest, I haven't heard too much, if not anything of all, of Frost on beat. But he'll be good. His writing's great. His performance is good. As long as he's locked, which I believe he will be, I think this will be a really good battle. I think one thing I will say is we've heard Briggsy on beat. And Briggsy is a good writer. Briggsy can rap well. He's got cadence. He's got presence. I think, the presence thing depends obviously on how he does on the day. But I think cadence-wise, rapping ability, I think he's quite clean with it. So
yeah,
I really don't want to say this after what he's put on this chat, but I would probably lean more towards Briggsy on this one. I'm not going to lie. I hate that prick. Yeah. But I think Frost will be great as well.
Yeah, Cammy, you kind of mentioned this on your stream, didn't you? Like, Briggsy's solidified in terms of like everyone's opinion. He can rap on beat very well, right? Whereas Frost, we've seen some freestyles, we've seen some ciphers, Sorry.
Such a sausage, lad. He's actually
Hey,
such a
Bert,
sausage.
that could be great. What if he
us?
was actually meaning he's sending you to Scotland because Sol has agreed, right? Come on now. That would be
no Scotland.
craziness,
no
right?
I'm telling you right now,
no
lad, that's
Scotland, no party.
I wouldn't hesitate for a second there. I would, but you're agreeing to be murdered, aren't you? Really, like Sol in his home country, you're gonna get killed, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be that's an uphill battle
for me.
That is an uphill battle. But yeah, sorry, Cammy. What do you make of the on-beat battle, man? Let's see your thoughts.
So you know what? I think the obviously it was meant to happen beforehand. So this is a rescheduling of it. I wonder how the as I said this before, I wonder how the on-beat battles are going to look at Hootenanny, because there's a lot of acoustics you have to account for in Hootenanny, and as good as a venue as it is, there's still adjustments to be made, and they've tailored what they do so well for acoustic battle rap. I've not known of an on-beat battle happening there. I've not known it yet, not that I can remember anyway. It might just be as simple as put an instrumental on and they have their mics and go, but it's one of those, you never know what happens when it comes to these on-beat battles. So that's just the logistic side of things. As a battle itself, now that I know Frost can rap a beat person, I know that. And I know that probably more than a good amount of people. But I always remember the freestyle he did where bro was about to jump on the Don't Flop freestyle, and he just puts his hand in his face like, get out.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
No, my goal. Like right in his face like that. But it's like, yo, that was
please
so
please send me that clip after this stream.
Oh man, if I can find it, I'll put it on here. But it was so devastating. I don't think we've ever seen that rapper ever again. So, technically, someone has a body on the record. I want to say it was like JB or something like that. He was
no. It was, wasn't that guy with like long hair? I don't think he actually battled, did he?
He might have not have. It might have been that devastating.
Frost battled Georgie Roos.
Yes, it was in that same place. And it was just the way he just went, yep, my goal. And it's like the name came up and then it pushed the name out the way for Frost. It was so iconic. So if he does that, I mean, Frost gets around instantly. He says, flip the coin. He just goes like that. No, it's my goal. Maybe he gets around. But the pedigree of Briggsy comes to what he's done with like Shotty Horroh and other rapid experience, especially being on that stage and having that other one on-beat battle. Like Frost will come up to me, he'll call me a dickhead, and he'll probably say the same to you, Hamil. Like, he'll just cuss us out, and we'll accept it. We'll accept it. Dan, if you have the same opinion, we just have to accept it. But I do think Briggs will win it just off of, like, when Briggs is on, like, and this is one of the things noticing when it came to that small room Where Winning Matters tournament, when Briggs is actually on and he's like on form. Like, I don't know if it's because he has the relationship with a lot of people or whatever like that, or if it is that it's the people around him are so gassed for it because they're hearing the stuff that the other people aren't. But then the people that aren't hearing it are reacting because they think they should be catching what's going on. And all of a sudden, the crowd is so into everything that Briggsy does. And so Briggsy then becomes like almost a lot of times performance at like round of the night, like the battle with Dojo, when he hit the rebuttals, everyone went crazy, absolutely.
Do you know what it was for me? I'll be honest. Like his rebuttals were great in that battle. I can't lie, but he also fucked his rounds up by rebuttaling. But the one that got me, really surprised me actually, was the Crow one. Because it was the simplicity of what he was doing, but it was so effective. And I think that's the thing with Briggsy. Like, he doesn't have to do a lot because he understands battle rap. He's been involved in it for so long. He doesn't have to do a lot, but it almost feels like a lot in the room. And, like, Crow has this great round packed with, intricate multis, a lot of punchlines. Yeah. And Briggsy's just going, because he rhymes the same thing with the same thing. But it's funny. Like, it's so funny, though. Like, but I do think... Obviously, I won't say too much, but I do think Briggsy will be very motivated for this one, and I think his material will be good. And I think he'll be up for this one. What do you think, Danny?
So I agree with both of you two. I do think Briggs going to take this mainly based on, like, I've got songs from Briggsy on my playlist on Spotify, right? I haven't got songs from Frost. So to go off of that. Like, but saying that, Frost,
not gonna be happy with that.
Frost has done some. So I do the Smoky 16s and stuff, right? You got a soundboard there. What?
Yeah, I've got a soundboard.
That is amazing.
Shit like that.
Do you know why that's so funny, Cam? That's so funny because when Danny was speaking about your promo video before, I was about to say I can almost imagine Cammy doing like a Beasley style tale of the tape video. It's hilarious.
In the world's most respected. You know what? I've not made the new intro, but I think I actually have a video. I do have a video of Beasley introducing my channel that I've yet to put into the start of a video. So I do have a Beasley voice. This is the Cammy GBR channel. You are now watching. I got that from so madness.
That is sick. But yeah,
as you were saying, sorry.
I was gonna say like, but on the other side of that, Frost. So I do the Smoky 16s for the stream sometimes, and not consistently at all. But I wanted to do them consistently. And every time I've asked Frost to do it, he has absolutely smashed it, like, and killed it, and probably been some of my favorite ones that I've had sent to me. So I know Frost can do what he's got to do. There's just more evidence that Briggsy can do it. Like, and that's all I can go on. I think this is anyone's battle, personally. But the evidence is with Briggsy. And, you know, like you were saying, he's been around for a while. And not just been around as a battler, but he's literally, like, I mean, when was the last event that you remember that he wasn't there? Like, for Prem, at least, obviously, like, he's going to be at every single one, right? Like, so he's not just experienced battling, but he's just experienced in the scene and in the culture and in the vibes of everything as well. Like, I just think I think this one is an uphill battle for Frost, but he could definitely get up that hill. That's what I'm going to say, right? Yeah. I think on paper, it looks like this is leaning towards Briggsy. In the room, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Briggsy. That's all I'm saying. In the chat, let me know what you guys think. Everyone's saying it was Jack. I'm going to say this wrong. Is it Mythos or Mythos? How would you pronounce it?
It'll be Mythos. I was in the middle of looking for it. But I can't see. It's one of those that I think got deleted in the fold.
Ah, that's annoying, man. That's like a UK BR relic that should be put in a little time capsule and stuff. And like, definitely. But yeah, I think Prem doing a non-beat battle is exciting. I like the fact that they're looking into, you know, that avenue. Some of my favorite battles have been on beat battles. You know, just off the top of my head, like Dialect versus Tox. I know obviously Tox, but they did really well in that battle. I really like that battle. You've got Billzar and Bobby, like that was crazy on KOTR. Like you know, there's been some crazy on beat battles. There's been
also
some
got, like,
pretty shit ones as well, though.
You know, like what we've seen it more recently as well. Obviously, because Pen Game's been doing its thing for a while, but I really liked what King of the Dot did, man. And they're so professional. You knew it was going to be great how they did it, but their on-beat battles in the most recent card. Obviously I know Briggsy was over there because Shotty was battling Tay-Rock on the acapella day. I don't know if he stayed for the on-beat, but if he did, I imagine he probably seen how they done it and thought, well, that'd translate really well on our league, which I do agree. I think it will. And I think it's stylistically, it's a great little battle, this one. I really like this battle. I think it's also a good way of kind of, I don't know, giving the fans in a very tightly packed Hootenanny venue a bit of a, like a refresh almost in the middle of the acapella. You've got 2-2-on-2s, you've got lots of sub, big main event, big co-main event, which we'll get into, but there's a lot in there, and I think it's a good way of breaking it up and just giving them a slightly different kind of aspect of it, if you will.
Yeah, no, definitely, man, definitely. And I think, like you say, that break from just doing that quick, because all of these battles are going to be heavy. Like, these battles are going to be, you know, 2v2s are going to be long battles. The final, everything like that as well. Whoa, hang on a second. Where have you been, Koj? Where have you been? Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Get back in. Are you going to be there Saturday, Koj? I hope you are. And I hope you're well as well, man. I hope you're well. You're going to get all the cult come follow you again. Everyone's going to leave me and Cammy, and we're going to start getting no views again, bitch. But yeah, so so one thing that happened with this.
I'll not do the soundboard.
one thing that happened with this card is obviously there was a battle that got cancelled. Quill went and booked himself a last-minute holiday, and he's not going to be able to make it on the Saturday. The fucking jabroni.
I love that word. Like, you can say that in any context to anyone, and you
I know.
win, don't you?
Like, do you know what? It even sounds like it could be a compliment at times as well. Like, do you know what, man? You are a jabroni. You know that. Like, that's great. Like, it just
Look at this
sounds like
handsome jabroni.
But yeah, like obviously, Prem put out a tweet saying, you know, we're working on a replacement, right? And then radio silence. Now, Prem have often in the past done surprise battles. So obviously, as fans, we're going to speculate. They mentioned about doing the live premiere of Jesus Christ. What's the...
What, did someone just like fart?
Oh, no, that's my door. Do you know what? Yeah, right. So now I've got this soundboard just here, and I just
that's the next one. It's fart noises. A whole
It's just
page.
Cammy doing it.
Do you know what it
Cammy
is?
doing it the whole time.
I've moved into this new place here. They've got this really cool, like, they built like a den in the bottom of the garden, right, for their garage. But for some reason, there's no handle on the inside of the door to shut the door. So I can't shut myself in here and close the door. So if it's windy outside, we're just going to put up with it. We'll just blame it on. We'll just blame it on Cammy.
You're doing this from a shed.
Are you in Hagrid's hut, lad?
It's been like done up and that. It's all like I've got like all my son's shit in here, but it's like a little bar and that. That's
okay,
what they've done.
That is pretty cool.
We're just trying to sort it all out. Yeah, I'm just
sat hilarious.
Sat in Enigma's chicken coop, just trying to do all this shit.
Tell Jefferson Price we say hello.
That chicken coop is legendary, lad.
Well, that just takes all the fun out of it, doesn't it? You could have at least let us speculate before you said it. I think that's bullshit, personally. I reckon that they are going to, and we're going to try and guess what the battle is. That's what I was going to do, but don't worry, it's fine.
It's
but yeah,
Bobby Rex versus Holmesy. We're really doing it.
So, will we be watching the pit? Because I know that was something that got mentioned. So, Briggsy, let us know about that.
I hope so.
Because that would be really cool. I'd really appreciate like that, definitely.
Yeah,
we'll go on to the next battle, which will be one of the 2v2s. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Black Tea and Tech versus Caveman and Kingsley Thunder. What are we saying, Cammy?
Yeah. The pit will be premiered. Sick. With these 2-on-2s, it's one of those things where I kind of always see the metric of right who does the layup, who does the slam dunk.
Cammy, before you carry on, if somebody does a layup, the next person can't do a slam dunk. Okay. It'll be an alley-oop. There we go. Thank you. I was watching your stream the other day, and I was literally raging.
I did that so much.
They're both shots.
Fuck. And I was doing this with a hand as well.
You was.
Oh, no. Just cancel me. Someone just cancel me so I don't do this anymore. Please. So with the alley-oop, like I'd see the alley-oop in the dunk. Like and you can almost tell like who's going to be playing what role throughout a lot of these battles. I have no idea between
see you guys Saturday. Sorry, Cammy.
Caveman and Kingsley. Who's doing that? I have no idea. Buff and Crow, who's doing that? I have no idea. I kind of have an idea with the South teams, and that's kind of where I got where I thought the South teams are going to win, because I could see, other than you have to be an expert team to beat that kind of, not the stereotype of how a 2-on-2 goes, or like the kind of how people might perceive it. You know, you have to be a special type, like a shuffle team RO, that subvert the narratives and revert the you know what I mean? They play with everyone's emotions so much. So I just have I have a feeling that Caveman and Kingsley, they're going to be the team that does the extra thing, and I'm all here for it. But I just don't know if that's going to work for all three, or if it's like a round, and then what are they going to do the other two? Because I just have a belief that that Black T and Tech in particular will know the game that they play, and it's quite an intense game in single battles. Now you put the two of them together to kind of parlay off each other. There'll be a lot in my mind. There'll be a lot of in the faces, a lot of pressure from them. And can Caveman and Kingsley diffuse it effectively enough? You know, like does saying that Tech has a jawline like a Nissan Juke, does that work this time? Where it worked before? Obviously not using the same bar, but that kind of material. So for me, looking at it, I just in my mind, it's a 2-1. I'd say 2-1 Tech and Black T personally. Don't know what you guys thoughts on that.
I am fair play, Cammy. You're entitled to your opinion. Okay. Do you know what? It's a difficult one, right? Because I am a fan of Black T and Tech as individuals. We've not seen them as a team before, of course, but I think they both do. Do you know what it is? For considering that, I imagine the good mates I am, and considering they're not, I wouldn't say they're too dissimilar in style. It's hard, right? But I think that's why they'll work well as a 2-on-2, because they know the strengths and weaknesses, and that makes for a great combination, of course. But all I would say is, I think Caveman and Kingsley, they've been good mates for a little while now, and they're both kind of, you think of Kingsley as a performer, an entertainer, a room controller, and then you think of Caveman as exactly the fucking same thing. So it's hard, right? Because I think both teams have similar attributes and strengths, and I think they're both going to exercise them within the material and the performance. So, but I actually think, though, just on a not necessarily a counter-writing standpoint, but just in preparing for it, angle selection topics, I think both of them will try and do a little bit of what the other team does well as well. I think we're going to get quite a balanced Black T and Tech. I don't think it's going to be all bar heavy, because I think they know it's always tough, right? If you put I think of Raptor and Shuffle, great battle, but like Raptor's multis punch like crazy, right? And then Shuffle says one thing, Raptor, you know, the dinosaurs playing with the figurine men on the iron board, and it almost diffuses it instantly. And I don't think Black T and Tech will just go, yeah, we don't have to do any jokes. Well, there doesn't have to be any balance in it. I think there's going to be a lot of balance from both. Same way I don't think Kingsley and Caveman will go to a packed out London venue and only do I think, obviously, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think they're both going to do a little bit of what the other does well in it, but I think that's why it's going to be such a good battle.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying. I do think both of the teams are smart enough to do that. I just think Kingsley and Cave will be able to do what Black T and Tech do better than what Black T and Tech do will be able to do better than Kingsley and Cave. That's the only, and it's by a very thin margin. I just feel like Kingsley and Caveman are just going to be a little bit more performative, I think. And in the room, I think they're going to take it. On the watch back, I think it might be a different story.
I would go. I don't want to give it a 3-0 because the 2-on-2s are always quite up and down. I feel like they're quite back and forth. So I would definitely say, though, I would of course lean more towards a 2-1 to Kingsley and Cave on that one. Sorry,
so do you think? Do you think that for Tech and Black T to win, they have to do a little bit of what Caveman and Kingsley do?
No,
I don't think you can do what they do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I had them both on the stream, right?
Do they need to though?
I think they need to have balance. I'll tell you right now, the 2-on-2s, as we know, are completely different. I think they need to have balance, and I've just seen Jen's comment, and she's spot on there. They are capable of doing it. This is what I was saying a minute ago. They can both do to a degree what the other team can, if that makes sense. So I think, and it's easy. I don't want to say easy, but it'll translate for both teams, because I've seen Black T be funny. Tax made me laugh. Kingsley Thunder spat, very intricate multi-scheme, like a proper multi-stack. Heavy punchlines on the end of it. Caveman's a great writer, a really good writer. So I think they can both do elements of both. It's just how it translates. And I think for me, it's who connects with the audience more on this one. It's who steers the room in their direction more, in my opinion.
Yeah, and do you know, I had Black Tea and Tech both on a stream the other week, and we watched Caveman versus Kingsley, right? And they kind of spoke on this, like everyone who's battled Kingsley or Caveman have tried to do what they do. Like, and they kind of alluded to the kind of fact they're not going to try and do that, which I think could be either detrimental or perfect. Like, so it can either be steamroll them and everything that they're doing anyway with what we do the best, and then maybe sprinkling, because like I look back at like T and Moke versus Grazza and Elistine, right?
Wow.
Black T's like really, really good at bouncing off of somebody, and like when they were like even little things like in a 2v2, like you know, you guys have both had a battle or battles, right? So you'll know, like, if you get a reaction for something, you pull it back a little bit, and then you go and you pull it back, go like, and you do that sort of thing. Doing that with somebody else next to you, who might not have been ready for you to, you know, bring it back to that point and then go again and stuff like that. I think T's really, really good at doing that. We don't know with Kingsley and Caveman, because I don't think either of them to have done a 2v2, right?
Do you know what it is, though? Because I do agree with what you're saying, actually, Danny, and you make a good point. All I would say is, though, you know, have you ever seen Caveman or Kingsley turn up and not really be that prepped? Because in the 2-on-2, you can't just know your parts. That's what I learned the hard way. You have to know each other's material like your own name. So I can't see either team turning up and not, like, it's like, I think of the Shufflo versus Bobby and Raptor, right? There's a moment in Raptor and Bobby's third round, I think it is, or second round, where for a second Bobby just loses where they're at in the scheme, and straight away Raptor picks it up like, I'll knock his head off, like, and kick his head, like it's heads and volleys, and he just picks it up where Bobby almost stumbled for a second, but then Bobby was back on track then, and you need that, because I don't think either team will only know their parts. I think they'll both be properly locked in for it, so I think they'll both be prepared in that sense, at least.
In terms of like chemistry between them as well, Hamil, you mentioned, like, you know, that Tech and Black Tea will be close. They've been close for years. Like, that's something that they spoke about as well. Like, they've rapped together for years and done this sort of thing. So I do think their chemistry will be really good. I think we're going to get a lot of back-to-back, like, really, really short hitting bars from each of them. Like, I think their dynamic might sound and look cooler than Kingsley and Caveman's, whereas I think Kingsley and Caveman will be a bit more theatrical, which is why I'm saying in the room, I feel a lot of people are going to give it Kingsley and Caveman. On the watch back though, where it's, you know, you're sat on your own and you're not being swayed by, you know, with the noise around you, it's going to be a different story, I think. So it's going to be a really, really good debated, rewatchable battle, and that's what we need, right?
Yeah.
This is a really good point. So the main event determines what the crowd wants to see. If you have Osh or Shuffle as a main event, comedy will work well in the room, because that's what crowds will be prepared and looking forward to hear. You know, I
do agree with this point there, actually.
Yeah, and big up Trubs as well.
Always, every time. I think he's spot on, actually, in the sense that, like, because they announced that battle first, and because it is the battle it is, people are almost in the mindset of or waiting to hear that sort of thing. All I would say is, and this isn't in contrast to what Trubs is saying, but one thing the 2-on-2s open up a lot more to than just a solo, for example, is the conversational aspect of it. You've got so much more opportunity to take it in different ways, because you've got someone that you can kind of go back and forth with. And I think, you know, you could have a section that's entirely joke oriented and then switch it to very serious at the end, and that can almost kind of transition into a more serious point from there, and vice versa. So I think, although I agree with what Trubs is saying, people will want to hear bars, people will want to hear the intricacy of the pen. I also think they won't be opposed to the back and forth, changing the cadence, changing the topics on both sides, and that's why I think both teams will do a little bit of both. I think they'll be balanced. Even when you said there, Danny, Black Tea and Tech were like, we're going to be a lot more, you know, what our strengths are and focus to that. They might just be saying that. They might also, I think they'll have some comedy in their arsenal, you know, and vice versa. So, yeah.
I think they would be silly not to have some jokes in. I do, because it goes back to Shufflo versus Dialect and Zen, right? Dialect and Zen have this really, really powerful grind round, and you know, they're back, and it's fucking sick. You forget that round as soon as Shuffle T says, "Shut up, Dialect and Zen." That whole round's gone, isn't it? So I do think there needs to be a bit of like lightheartedness to the material and stuff as well. A bit of like silliness. One thing that I don't like from 2v2s, and I really hope people don't do it, because I don't know why it just grates on me, is when you go against each other in your 2v2.
Okay.
The only time that I've seen it done well was Clips and DNA versus Yunnan and Lise, when they're doing the back and forth, and then they go, these guys are happy, they want to join our cipher, and then they call them over. That worked, but any other time that I've kind of seen it, I don't know, it's
Well, what do you think about Gem and Koj when they did it against Rum and Jazz? Because I thought that worked quite well.
Yeah, so they did it as kind of like an outro thing, right? Like, it wasn't necessarily like a main pivotal part of a round, I don't think.
Yeah, other than the bit where Koj said, "Fuck Gem, archaeologist, I'll dust Gem," or something. And that was, I think that was in round one.
That's true. That's true.
Do you want to know what the difference with that one though, with the because I actually do agree with Dan on the point, was Gem and Koji marketed their 2-on-2 team as people that didn't like each other, so they got a pass on that because that was the narrative going into it. And with what you guys are saying, because it kind of leads into Jen's point there, but the conversational stuff, right? As a 2-on-2, the comparison that we have here, as referenced most of the time, is Shuffle T and Marlowe. That's the greatest 2-on-2 ever. I'll be honest, I would be hard pressed to expect anyone to be on their level when it comes to doing this 2-on-2. Whether it's the conversational stuff, doing it as effectively, whether it's the timing, doing it as effectively. It's risky to go into them areas if it isn't completely rehearsed. Might be easier just doing your thing, because it's your thing, you're comfortable with it, and working with your opponent on their thing.
Do you know what it's you bang on, actually, because the geography does play a part of it as well. You know, me and Dub were scheduled to do a 2-on-2 at the All the Stro event.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously based up in Manny now, and Dub's down in Coventry, and they're not being able to, and you know, Kingsley and Cave, it's only a half an hour train, so I imagine they've definitely made it work. But
They've
Black
definitely
Tea and
met
Tech,
up a couple of times.
yeah, I don't know how far away Black Tea and Tech live from each other, but the geography does play a part, because it's not the same, like, rehearsing it when you're not physically in the room together is what you can write. You know, you can write together kind of while you're over there and I'm over here, and you can make that work. But the prepping and rehearsing it, you know, me and Dub, we had to run it a lot of times to kind of get it right. And yes, I imagine geography, you're right, Cammy, on the point you were making, and geography might have made an impact as well in terms of how well they could get it together in that respect. But again, the both 2-on-2 teams in this one are good mates. They've been mates for a fair while, so I can't wait for this battle. I think this battle will be brilliant, actually, on the card. I think from both, I really do.
I think the only word that I can kind of use for it is the choreography of it as well. Like, you and Dub wouldn't have been able to meet up like regularly at all, really, would you? And do it. So then you meet up, and it's like, oh well, are you gonna, if it's on a stage, for example, are you gonna stand to the left and do all that there, or am I gonna stand here on this bit? Are we gonna switch? Like, there's so much that goes into a 2v2 that I just think it just adds so many more elements, and I'm definitely here for it. And having 2 on the card is insane. Which does bring us on to the next one. So we've got this one's a crazy one. This is when they announced, like, and the one thing that I do just want to bring up, the announcement videos for these 2v2 have been hilarious. We need more of that. We need more of that, definitely. But yeah, this one especially, the phone calls and all that was just hilarious. Briggsy with his inhaler, everything. It was just brilliant. And yeah, we've got Gast and Crow versus Sean Cray and Frankie Fraser. Hamil, kick us off, man. What are you saying?
It's honestly even just like insane hearing you say that out loud, mainly because, you know, Gaston Crow, I could have seen. I see how they are at events. They get along really well. And by the way, it's hard not to get along with Gasbuff because he's just, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
same for Crow. They're both.
I was just about to say, what is Crow? Just more of a bit.
It's not that at all. Crow's boss. It's just Gasbuff
Yeah, no,
is
of course.
that nice. You know what I mean? But
Unless you send them a message and he exposes your DMs.
Unless you can't pour a pint, it seems. But I do think Frankie and Sean is so interesting because I think Gaspuff can write really well and he can perform really well. Crow can write really well and he can perform really well. Now, Sean Cray and Frankie can both do those things as well. But you've got Sean Cray, who is such a presence in a room, and you've got Frankie, who is renowned for having one of the best of them in our scene. So I think that's why that team is so fucking interesting to me, because I don't know how I didn't see it coming. Their battle, the pub match, it set it up so well when you think about it. I just never thought about it. Maybe that was the issue. But I think this will be one thing I do want to say. I think Crow and Gaspuff will do a lot better than maybe people think they will. I think people think they'll do well. I think they'll do a lot better than people think they will. But I also think there's probably a level of motivation on this from Frankie and Sean, being both kind of, I think they're both London boys. I imagine they're both from, I think they are. I might be wrong there, so don't quote me on that. But
I'm pretty
think,
sure.
I think the chemistry them two will have will be tough to match, I will say, from Gaston Crow. But I know the good mates, Gaston Crow, and again, they both have a lot of strengths as individuals. It's just can they translate that over to the 2-on-2 stuff? And again, with what Trub said, you know, South humour is a lot different to North humour. And when you throw Crow in there, who's American, and Gast, who's kind of up and down, it's a really interesting battle. But if I'm a betting man, which I'm probably not really, but I would maybe go. I would maybe go Sean Cray and Frankie on that one, I would have to say.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree as well. Yeah.
It's one of those, as I coined in the prediction video, the layup. I mean, the alley-oop to slam dunk is so noticeable. Where you're going to have, like, at least in my mind, if I'm to predict how the battle goes, Frankie Fraser is going to go stack for stack, multi, and then it's just going to take Sean Cray and go, and you're a cunt, and that's going to be enough, because we'll follow the roller coaster. We're up to here, and the crescendo is when the guy jumps in at the end. It's a tried and true method in all 2-on-2s. It always
works. Though, you say that, but I don't think, like, Frankie's really, really good at doing that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, for that team especially, I feel like it's not going to be as straightforward as that, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously, they're not just going to go, Frankie does his, 6 bars, and then Sean finishes with 2, and they're not just going to do that, obviously. But I think there's going to be a lot of interchanging between them two, more so than any other team.
Yeah, I do agree. And do you know what I will say as well? Sean Cray, in my opinion, does not get enough credit for how well he can put a round together, mate. Like, and that's just purely on the writing front. I mean, even when he's not writing for the room necessarily, Sean's pen is fucking great. Like his multis, the things he writes. I think he said, no one's going harder than Sean Cray. You don't even want to darken my doorway. Because I sing pints of lager from Norway quicker than a Dharma Triora. And he's done that 1,000 times. And it's like how he keeps doing it. And it's not just them where he references a footballer and a brand of beer. Like he's very multifaceted, Sean, with how he writes. And I think that doesn't maybe get enough credit sometimes. So it's interesting, man. But what do you think?
Sean Cray's an impressive angler as well. True. He's a very impressive angler, especially in that 2-on-2. So you're right. You are right.
I personally think, right, out of these 4 2-on-2 teams, we've spoken about Shotty, right? They're the upper echelon of 2v2s. Yeah, definitely, right? I feel if Sean and Frankie really, really wanted to, they could compete.
It's a bold claim. It's a very bold claim. I respect it, but it's a bold claim.
You know what? Stand on it, I genuinely believe it because I feel like like Shuffle and Marlow play a character, right? They both are very character based and character driven battlers and stuff like that, right? Sean Cray very evidently does that as well, right? And Frankie, I feel like is that's terrible.
The
I feel like
saddest
Frankie is also like very heavy, like not like character, but persona at least, right? Maybe not like character, it is him, but it's him as a battler, not him as, you know, just him. And Trubs, you are right there. Like without seeing them, it's hard to say
this is the thing. This is the
just
thing.
based off of what both of them do individually, I just feel like they could, because I could see Sean Cray versus Shuffle T or Marlow solo battle. I could see Frankie Fraser versus Shuffle T or Marlow. It probably wouldn't happen. I get that, but I could see both of them two doing well against either of those two individually as well.
I do get why you're making the point, to be fair, and I do agree with it. I would just say I do agree with Trubs just a little bit more in the sense that what Marlow and Shuffle has is quite the portfolio now of just consistent back to, and they're so varied every time. Like, yes, it's the same Shufflo, but they do different things every time. Without seeing ever these two as a duo, I think it's hard to even put them in the same, you know what I mean? But I know how much
no. So that I wasn't necessarily saying like let's give it to him next battle, anything like that.
No,
I more meant like if they wanted to work together and they wanted to be a 2-on-2, I can see them going to compete. Maybe I worded it a bit wrong. I can see them going to compete. That's kind of what I mean by that.
I think they could turn up. I think they could turn up against a really well prepared Shufflo, and you know, definitely at least make it competitive and definitely make it entertaining. It's just there's such a difference in not only are Shuffle and Marlow such good friends, right? But the also the writing process. They've done it 1,000 times. And as someone who spoke to Frankie and seen how much respect and appreciation Frankie has certainly for Shufflo as a team and as individuals, I think it's hard to imagine it, but I'm not mad at you saying it though, and I would love to see it. I can't like give him it next battle. I would pay good money to see it. Great money.
I think a couple more battles to solidify themselves and how they do what they do. But yeah, but saying that, Gas versus Crow is an incredible team as well. I think they're so. It's weird. They're so similar yet so different. Like the way that they do things, right? Like they're both really intricate with like what they do and how they do it, and I do think that they're gonna bounce off each other quite well. I think they're gonna have really, really funny moments, and then they're gonna get really, really into it as well. I could imagine their rehearsals are quite strict, quite like let's get down to business, let's do what we gotta do, which I think is gonna play in their hand as well. I am leaning towards Sean Cray and Frankie, just based off of like, you know, if they were all battling individually, I feel like they would win those battles. So as a team, I can only see that improving. And that was one thing that I wanted to bring up about this team, as well. And people have said it as well, like in the past, but Frankie is going to bring out better things from Sean Cray, and Sean Cray is going to bring out better things from Frankie. Crow is going to bring out better things in Gasbeth and vice versa as well. So I think this is going to be a level up for all of them that we haven't seen. And yeah, they're going to shatter their, if they were at their ceilings, which I don't think any of the four are, but they're going to shatter them again, even if they were up there and you know, move up a bit more. So
do you know what I do like about this one as well? Just to add on to what you're saying, actually, Danny, because like Trubs is making a lot of good points in the chat. Like I do agree with him. Like, you know, Shuffler has such a portfolio; it's hard to even put them in the same conversation, right? But at the same time, I do think they're going to be flawless on the weekend. But what I like about Gaston Crow, I'm seeing stuff from Frankie every other day on the timeline. I'm seeing Sean post it literally every day. And you know what? For Gast, who considers himself the promo king, I've hardly seen anything. But that tells me that they're both working really fucking hard to make sure this is spot on. So that's why I think this is going to be... Yeah, that's why
that's Gas Buff's tweet. That's the promo.
There you go. Don't show that picture again, mate. You need to stop showing that. I'm gonna keep terroring you for that if you do. But no, I do think that's why I think Gast and Crow will do so much better than people are maybe thinking they will. Because I think with Gas Buff, right, you don't just know he's battling. You see him videos, he's commentating on it, he's putting individual tweets up, he's reposting his opponent stuff. I've hardly seen any of that. It's just, player, this is happening, buy your fucking tickets, you won't want to miss it. And for that reason, I'm not counting them out. I will say I'm still leaning more towards Frankie, but I'm not counting them out. Yes, Quill.
Yeah, no, I agree. Quill, ain't you got a flight to catch? What did you think last minute?
Do you know what I will say? I'm gutted he's not battling on this card just because I like seeing a Quill battle in the room. But one thing I will say though, La, we played in the Alicia Cup, Stroh's Sisters Cup, the charity game, which was absolutely brilliant, by the way. Big up Stroh and his family and everyone at Prem who turned up, because that was fucking brilliant to be a part of. Me and Quill down the left-hand side, lad, we had a little bit of Quill's all right, you know, footy. Not that, I don't know, didn't think he wouldn't be, but he's all right at footy, lad. He's not terrible.
Whilst you brought up Stroh there, I do just want to say, Stroh, hope you're resting up, man. Hope you're doing well. We're going to miss you this weekend, definitely. But, you know, once you've got yourself all up and ready to come back, then, you know, open arms will be waiting for you. Definitely,
this is the first event as well. Like, I don't know if you know this, but obviously when I first got involved in battle rap with Prem, Stroh was the main person who was kind of, you want to think about doing this type of battle, you want to think about working on this, you want to think about working on that. But over time, it's become so much less about battle rap and more just really do rate Stroh as a friend. And this is the first time I'm going to be at an event where I think it's the first time I'm going to be at an event where Stroh isn't there, and I'm gutted about that. But I'm glad he's resting up. I'm glad everything's going well on the recovery side, and big fucking love and respect to Blood Stroh every single time, man. I love Ryan.
I got a message from him a couple of mornings ago, and he was like, "Are you squeamish?" And I was like,
I got that
really.
too.
Did you get it, mate? Oh man! And then he said it. I was like, I might be actually, yeah.
No, I'm a prick.
Like crazy.
You know what, man? When he said it, I was like, nah, I'm not squeamish. Then he sent it, and I was like, fucking hell, mate. Like, do you know what? I would say as well, he's carried it like a soldier, lad. Like, he told me about this quite early on. Obviously, I'm close with Ryan, and I speak to him often. I would say I'm definitely closer with Ryan than any other staff member at Prem, and I rate them all, of course, but he told me about this very, very early on. And for me, lad, it rocked the boat a bit, I can't lie. I was fucking gutted for it, but seeing how he carried himself, lad, it's so commendable, so admirable, and I've got a newfound level of respect for Ryan, I really do. Big up Blood Stroh every time, man, every time.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
He's a diamond of a guy, definitely.
Really is.
Well, I think he's a prick. Now I'm joking.
You don't though.
I really don't. No, I really don't. I really don't. Things are getting too soft in here. I had to hold attention.
It's battle rap after all, lads.
Yeah, let's go back to this. So, Quill, where are you going? What's happening? Why have you
He got invited to Pagan's wedding.
Yeah.
Imagine that'd be quite the fucking.
That would be
the timeline. The timeline would be all kinds of fucked up there.
Now, Quill, I know obviously you're normally a very reliable person and all that. So if there is anything actually serious, reason why you're not doing it, we are just messing with you. Hope you're all good, man. And come back, come do a battle, please. I love watching you live. I love watching what you do. So yeah,
he's one of the best.
But if you have actually went on lastminute.com and booked a holiday, then obviously jokes are going to be made.
I think that is what he done. I think that is.
I really do as well, actually. I do. I hope so. He put in the search. He put when you put exact dates, or you can go 3 days either side. He wanted to book one for the day after, but the flights didn't go out that day. Sorry. I am gutted for Who Is Orion though. I feel like that battle would have been a really, really good learning curve for him. Very different to a Sean Cray battle.
Yes.
Going into a Quill battle. Not saying any bigger or smaller at all, but just Quill's a different kind of performer and a different kind of beast, any and
you're in the deep end on both there. You're getting thrown in the deep end in either battle, but I just think Sean's got a very different style to Quill, and I do think because of who is I don't know though. I say that, but being who is Orion, who's a lot more of a bar heavy writer type of rapper, and Sean, who's very funny, it is sometimes hard for it. It's like Raptor and Shuffle, right? It's hard to deal with, and I think he done really, really well against Sean. But Quill's obviously a performer, good writer, can be funny. I was just watching his lazy stuff the other day, the tall stuff. Like Quill can do a little bit of everything when he wants to. So I do think that would have been a great test for who is Orion, and I'm gutted he's now not getting that test or the chance to be on this card because he really impressed me.
I do hope who is Orion still comes to you.
I'm sure he will be.
It's one of them battles that, like, if you're a battler, like the main event I'm talking about, and to be fair, even the 2v2s and that as well, all of these battles, if you're a battler, this is the one where you come and you take notes.
Yeah.
This is the one where you're coming to study. You're not coming to be entertained. You're coming to study. And you know, I'm here for it all. The next battle has been coming for go, Cammy, go on.
Before we go, I want, as we're on with the 2-on-2s. Do we? I was one of the things I might have mentioned on my thing. If not, I was meaning to. It feels like the two, and maybe this is why I've got South winning from both of the battles. It feels like the South teams are completely are more different styles than they are similar styles. Even Black T and Tech, in comparison to Caveman and Kingsley and Gast and Crow, and I worry that the North teams kind of fuse into one person, so we don't get the change of tempo that comes with the 2-on-2. That kind of, like I say, I know it's pretty ridiculous to compare it to Shuffle as the greatest team, but as a duo, they change pockets all the time. But I that's the thing I worry. I was thinking of that more recently there, that they might become one person. And will that work for them? Just as a question for you guys.
I do get what you're saying, but all I would say, Cammy, just to challenge it on that, because I do get what you're saying, but do you not think, right? Like, get inside the minds of the battlers for a second. Do you not think they'll be thinking about that going into it? Because this is what I think about, right? Like, I think a Caveman and Kingsley, for example, we're already fairly close as mates, you know. But I also think they'll be I think Gaspuff and Crow will be thinking about the fact, you know, look, we're not round the corner from each other. We're not the same people. We're not the same. I think if anything, and this is a question back to you, because I do get what you're saying, do you not think they'll maybe take that in mind when prepping for it? Do you not think they'll try and use that, if anything, maybe as like look, we're completely different, but look at how we're maybe going to approach it because of that, if you get what I'm saying?
Yes and no. It's one of those where it's like, okay, are we going to change how we are? Because obviously you think of 3 steps ahead. You have your mind map of every single outcome of the battle. So they are definitely going to think about that sort of thing. But as a fan, as I'm watching the battle happen, am I going to get the Caveman and Kingsley I know, or am I going to get something that's completely different that throws me off what I'm looking for?
I think you're going to get both.
Agreed.
Personally, and that's what I think.
You might.
And everyone keeps kind of talking about, like, and obviously, Cammy, you just mentioned it then. Like, I don't think Gaspuff. I think Gaspuff and Crow are more different than they are similar.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen like, and again, I think Gaspuff is more of like a and when I say this, it kind of sounds bad, but I mean this in no kind of disrespect. Gaspuff is more of a character-based battler, whereas Crow is kind of like a straight shooter, in my opinion, right? If you just kind of categorize them like that. And I think, and this is why I say, I think it's amazing that they're all teaming up, because they are just going to bring something different out of each other. That's what it always like comes down to whenever I think about these 2v2s. The only team that I think that could end up happening to, the 2 teams, I actually think that can happen more in the Tech and Black T team and Kingsley and Caveman team, because I do feel like Caveman is kind of like a Mancunian version of Kingsley, and Kingsley is almost like a Scouse version of Caveman, right?
Which is kind of why the connection.
I think that could actually be part of their biggest strength rather than detrimental.
Yeah.
Because could you imagine, like if you're watching something and they've gone so seamlessly that they seem like they're one person as a 2v2, but they're not. Like that's gonna be even better for them, I feel, right? Like if you like the opposite side of that is them being all disjointed and not vibing, right? That would be the opposite of that, yeah. So I want more of that, and I want Frankie and Sean Craig to be like that. I want all the 2v2 teams to be like that. I want them to fuse into each other, bring in their differences in. I think Caveman and Kingsley and Black Tea and Tech are smart enough to bring in their similarities and work them together to make them stronger, and then bring in their differences to cater to those strengths as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't necessarily think it's going to be detrimental. I just think it's about how they do it. If they do it and it's executed, and all of these we know battle rappers are the most creative people, in terms of using words, right? Let's just put it out there just for that, right? They are the most creative. It's the most creative form of word performance. That was a weird way.
I get what you're saying. Danny, honestly, now you've said it, I would love to see you do a rap battle. You know, you two battling against each other. That's
he'd kill me. He'd kill me.
Shut up, Cammy. You know that Cammy's actually like I've spoken to Cammy about this. When I think it might have been the Gem versus Bobby event. We were sat at the bar.
Plug 2, maybe something like that.
Yeah. We was talking about it, and I was begging Cammy actually to do a battle. You did the Spaces one not long ago.
That was almost 2 years ago now.
This is what I'm saying, but mate, Cammy
hey lads, there's tryouts end of the year.
Hey, I would be getting a tryout, Hamil. I'd be on top of I'd be on a card on top of you, brother.
You'd be ahead of me, mate.
I'm joking.
You're coming like who is Orion? Just like where's Lux?
Yeah, exactly. Hitman Holla, where are you at, my guy?
Nah, genuinely though, like there's times when I'll think of something, I'll be like, that could be potentially a really good bar. I'm not going to make that bar because I can't. But like, there'll be a certain way someone will say a word, and I'll be like, you could actually. There's a bit of wordplay there. You could get in, like, But no, I ain't got the. I'm quite a creative person, I'd like to say, but I haven't got the
tenacity,
discipline.
Maybe.
Yeah, the tenacity and the discipline to be able to.
You need it though. You do need.
I think I would be able to though. The venom side of it. I think I could get quite nasty
sometimes,
to people.
Doesn't it? Yeah,
but
you need to get
I don't
nasty.
think I would like it when people are nasty to me. That's the issue. I would be like,
that
was really hurtful. Like I literally respected you, and now you're just calling me a dick. Like it's not nice. But yeah, now I wouldn't. The one thing that I was interested in, Cammy, is something that got brought up on one of your streams, the interview that you did with Shotty. And he said about taking somebody and he was actually saying he wanted to do it with you, which I think would be brilliant content, by the way. And if you started to, whatever, it's all good. But taking somebody for a year, right? And then they actually perform in a battle at the end of the year, whatever. I would actually like to see it where two people get taken by two different battlers and they coach them for that year. But I don't want them to, like, someone like me, I ain't got no experience rapping, things like that. It wasn't for me. As a youngster, everyone's tried to write, something to lose yourself or something like that, ain't they, right? Like, we've all been there. But like, somebody who is actually, like, if you was to actually get me to sit down and write a bar, I'd be literate, right? Like, to go from nothing to where can you get to in a year with a bit of coaching? I think that would be really interesting, really, really good content. I'm not putting myself forward, by the way. That is not on my plan.
So that's you giving your verbal application. Then we'll see you on.
Do you know what? Yeah. To be fair, if Shotty Horroh came to me and said, "Look, I want to coach," I'd be like, "Yeah, all right." But no, you could not say no to that. What an opportunity that would be to get into the mind of someone like that. Crazy. But yeah, I think that would be really, really fun content to watch and do. Definitely. All right, so we've got two more battles to talk about. Before we do that, I do just want to say battles.club, get those tickets. If you can't make it in the building, they do have a pay-per-view.
Sure.
I feel like the chemistry tonight has been amazing. So, if you need anyone to sit behind the camera, talk a bit of shit between the battles.
Maybe we'll be a 3-on-3. We'll go do a 3-on-3, 2-on-2 or something. I don't know. I think we
That's
first of its kind.
I'm happy to jump on and help out however I can.
Me and Hamil, and then you just jump in like show off. And you just, what's up?
Danny just finishing the word off.
Not even on the camera either.
I'd pay to see it.
But yeah, definitely get that pay-per-view. But you need to be in the building for this one.
You
man.
really do.
You need to.
Really do. It's
You know,
not to say-
there was a moment
Yeah.
I weren't going to be able to make this, and you know, the gods made it happen, and I thank them a lot.
Lad, the only people I want to see buy that pay-per-view, lad, are Pagan and Quill. I can't lie. They're the only people that should be buying it, lad. I'm not going to lie. Everyone else, just get on the fucking train, lad. You know what I mean? It's not... Yeah.
So, where winning matters. This whole series has been eye-opening as to how battle rap could be packaged, I think. And you know, we've kind of been drumming out, not we, the leagues have kind of been drumming out the same kind of pattern since 2008, right? You know, we're going to have an event. This is the headline. These are the other battles. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 done, 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 right? And then kind of titles and stuff like that kind of reimagine the game a bit. You had other titles coming in on beat, whatever. Now we've got this like fucking like TV show. Like it was awesome. Every Sunday I was excited to sit down, you know, be able to comment with other people, all that kind of stuff. The hard work that went into it as well to keep the consistency. I think that's the most impressive thing. Regardless of the battlers, we all know that, you know, like I said before, you're all really creative people. You're really good at what you do. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to survive in this culture doing it, because people tell you your shit quite often in battles, don't they? So, you know, if you are actually shit, that's going to hurt. But yeah, the consistency from the team. And, you know, I had the staff on and we kind of did a breakdown of it all. And they all kind of said, you know, it was more the consistency of Briggsy. And I take my hat off to him, man. That's why whenever he's doing something, I'm going to support it. Like, whatever he's doing, I'm going to support it. I even started to watch Salford City football stuff, and I don't even support a team. Do you know what I mean? Like, I literally don't.
Anything but that.
Yeah. But like, not even like football. But I was watching it because it's Briggsy stuff. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Do that. Sean Cray in the chat. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well.
Fatman Cray, dog.
See you on Saturday.
What was it? Have we just confirmed that Pick Your Battles Dan watches Lily Phillips YouTube videos? Is that what we've confirmed? Everything that Briggsy does.
You're trying to exploit Dan
Don't
as a
tell my
lonely
wife,
wanker
right?
there, and I don't like it. He might be, but leave him to it, Cam. Leave him to it.
You don't know.
I think Premier Battles have a sponsor for that. I'm sure they have a sponsor for that.
Hey, Danny just said you don't know what's on the screen now, and we can't let that go on this. We can't let that go on this. It's an important detail.
I will just show you. I need to just this is the comments, okay? It is the
Okay,
comments.
fair enough. I was going to say, if you
latest.
flipped your screen there, lad, that would have been dangerous.
No, it's just the comments on the latest video that she uploaded. But
fair enough.
So,
and that just going in line with what you were saying there, though, Dan. I think this is why I'd really like to see the pit as well. Well, I'm glad that they're showing. Obviously, Briggsy said before they are showing the pit at the event, and I know how much hard work he put into that, as well as all. You know, obviously you weren't in the room, mate, but Cammy, I know you were in the room for some of the events. A lot of hard work. Like, you were working yourself actually behind the scenes. Like, it's a real team effort, it felt like, from everyone, not just the battlers. Obviously, we've still got a job to do. You've got to turn up. I do think, to an extent as well, it was a different type of, not pressure, because it's not pressure, but just like a level of expectation where you're like, I know how much work these are putting into this. I can't fuck up now. Like, I need to make sure this is good for them. It needs to be watchable. It needs to be clippable. It needs to be entertaining, you know, hard hitting. It needs to be everything, right? So I'm really excited to see what the pit looks like, the whole card. I think anything Briggsy does within Premi, he puts us all into. So I agree with you, Dan, and I'm excited to see how all this plays out, to be fair. I'm a big supporter of what the team does every time, to be fair.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I always think about like the opportunities they've afforded people and stuff as well. Like, they're not making, like, they could walk away from this tomorrow, yeah, and the only thing that changes in their life is that they don't get to meet up with their mates and talk battle rap and do battle rap and stress.
And it's less
that's the only things they leave. Like, that's the only thing they leave. They do it for no financial gain. They do it for no kind of, you know, credit. It's not so they're in the middle of the footage in every battle. Like, you can just see it. That's not them. They're not trying to steal the show in any kind of way. And even like the media side of things, isn't it, Cammy? Like the things that I've gained is being able to do this, sit down, talk battle rap with people that are in the scene and stuff. And I've had the pleasure, like turning up to an event, and Tony D walked over to dap me up. that moment, yeah, genuinely, I was sat there,
Yeah.
and even my wife turned around and was like, "That was Tony." I was like, "Yeah, it was. It was."
Yeah, there's no feeling quite like that one, I'll be honest.
Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I experienced that for the first time, actually, after the Slim Book battle, and been such a fan of Tony for a while. And straight away, what did he say to me? He went, "Hey, young'un, you went fucking mad." And I was like, so cool, just like him knowing who I am, lad, and just being able to chop it up with him for a while. So yeah, you're right, mate. Like, there's nothing. It's not like there's nothing in it for them. There definitely is, but and they've got a vision and a game plan every time, and they always execute it, to be fair. But like, I just think what they're willing to give to others, you know, everything I've got off the back of it, everything I'm getting off the back of it, like. I've always been a fan of this, mate, like us all, and I'm just forever grateful for being able to do it in this way. So, yeah, big up Prem every time, man.
Hamil, what was the first battle you ever watched? Do you remember?
The first battle I ever watched. Do you know what? This surprises people when I say it to them, because like, I'd say Soul is definitely my favourite battler. I've seen every Gem battle, every Shotty battle. I've seen most UK battles. It's weird though, because Lunacy on Facebook was probably the first thing I had actually ever seen. I didn't watch any URL back then. Now I always say to people, I feel like I'm playing catch up, lad, because I watch URL battles, and like Enigma is always like, "You've not seen that?" I'm like, well, no, mate, because I'm still watching the last fucking 750 of them. But honestly, the first one was probably Lunacy saying, "You look like you were raised in Mexico, and your name should be Rico. Go and make a burrito with extra guacamole and 7 or 8 jalapenos." Like, that was probably the first. Yeah, like, I was
that worthless, wasn't it?
Man. Do you know what, as well? The first battle, actually, weirdly enough, I was ever in the room for, and this is gonna sound mad to most people, was Lunacy versus Madness, even though he'd been on a break for time.
Jesus.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was
okay.
that was the first one I'd been in the, and I'm lucky now that I've been in the room for quite a few. But when people speak to me and they're like, "You've seen this URL battle, this I battle, this Prem battle, this Don't Flop," and then they're like, "Your first one was Lunacy," it's crazy. But yeah, that was the first one I'd seen, and ultimately the first Luna was the first one. I'm a big fan of Luna. I am. It's a weird one, right? Because people always say, you know, Luna never battled anyone really, really good, and if you put him against the Soul, Shotty, Gem, any of the big names, would he be able to? But I really do think he'd more than be able to stay in the pocket with them. I can't lie.
Of course.
He's a great rapper. His multis are fucking unbelievable. He's very entertaining and funny. There's not a lot that Lunacy, I'd argue, maybe can't do in battle rap, like all of the greats, right? So yeah,
I agree, definitely. Cammy, do you remember the first battle you watched? What was the one that got you involved?
Mine's, I'll start off with a song. Mine's all started off with, it was Professor Green. I don't know if it was maybe it was just before you started popping. I think it was the "Just Be Good to Green." Nah, just be good to me. All I need is a woman to be good to me. And that went into this being 12, 13, looking over YouTube and typing Professor Green and finding jump off battles. And from there, finding jump off battles to then finding the WRCs, and then being like, find this little Canadian called Kid Twist. And then there's a new battle that just got announced because the algorithm actually used to push it at one time. It was Kid Twist versus Dumbfounded.
Oh wow!
And now I'm 13.
Great battle.
But I am dying, and this is just 100% honesty. I am dying at everything that Kid Twist is saying. I watch that now, and I'm like, "Yo, what the like? How did he get away with that?"
Funny.
At that age, I'm dying laughing, and I'm like, "This is all freestyle." So I go on this rabbit hole. I end up grind time. The UK scene is the last scene I found.
Mad, okay.
I did everything else, and the first event I went to, because I'm obviously at an age, I'm up in Scotland, I can't afford just to go down to these events like it's easy peasy. The first event I went to was Summer Madness. So I've had this warped vision of what battle rap was when I then went to the next event, and I'm going 3-0, and people are like, "We don't do this at these events." I'm like, "Huh?"
You do now.
Yeah, I watched 700 people do this in this venue one time, and nobody does this anymore. Yeah, it's actually Summer Madness, then World Dome 4 months later. Like that's kind of, and then I went to Apex One and Premier Battles, and like
so when did you start doing media then?
Media was after COVID. I want to say it was before Plug One.
No, it would have been before COVID because I started in COVID.
Nope, I was not. I was
What,
not.
you started after I did?
Yes.
Mad, okay.
Sure?
It must have been like, it must have been 22, 21. Something like that. I didn't upload much, but like I did that, and then but I feel like you guys talk about people that were in the battles and whatever. I feel like I just hit my head like a Tyrannosaurus Rex into the wall with Tony D and Bizzle because I was just so pish arse drunk. And then that was like the moment of us being the media guys, Wax and all this stuff. Like we all kind of it ended up like yourself as well because you weren't at the venue at that day. But were you there, Dan?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Bizzo, Tony. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
Can I just say, Cammy, you make me laugh so much in that video, like in that battle.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I think it's when Bizzo starts popping off and you're going fucking mad in the background, and you're like on cam though, you're walking on cam, just going crazy. It makes me laugh every time.
Bro, like between me and Tech, when he lands the pronouns bar, like I do a 360 because Tech's pushing me along, and I'm like somewhere, I'm like trying to protect myself because everyone's going crazy, but I'm right in the front, so I'm 360 in the middle of the fucking ring.
When Tech grabs someone by the scruff of the neck and goes, "Hey, what you doing? What you doing?" It makes me.
Is everything all right at home?
Oh, bro, I was definitely in.
Can I ask though, while we're on the subject of it, what was your first one, Danny? What was the first one?
So I remember being in school and a friend showed me Kruger. And it was
Frederick.
I want to say it was against Censor, but I don't actually remember. But that was just kind of in passing. And then a few years later, somebody showed me Luna and Matter versus Eddie P and Frisco.
Hilarious.
And at that point, that was it. Then I was just hooked straight away, like absolutely, like just taken aback from it. And then it was really annoying because me and this certain friend that I was watching with watched everything, and then they got bored of battle rap, and I was like, yeah, but now I want to go to the event. I want to go and do this now. I want to go and see it. I want to. And he rapped, and he was actually quite good at like the banter kind of side of battle rap and writing up multis and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, mate, you could do this. I'll hold your water. Like we could go and like genuinely, I think he could have smashed it. He's a really creative guy like that. But yeah, so I watched that and then I just got absolutely hooked. Like stupidly hooked. But yeah, that was it for me. So I kind of watched Kruger and Censor, and then I think I watched a couple of like in that same kind of year. I think I was like maybe 14, 15. I watched kind of some of the WRCs and stuff. I remember seeing Thesaurus and Ilmac, and I don't remember seeing an arc though, so I don't know whether I watched it all or just watched some clips of it or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure my mate downloaded it on fucking LimeWire, and was like so he could have the videos himself and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't remember who Thesaurus and Ilmac battled though. My memory's shot. But yeah, I dipped my toes.
Juice, Frankie Waps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I dipped my toes. Then kind of scurried out, and then I went boom, and I was just in there like, wow, like this is incredible, incredible, yeah. Right, where winning matters. DeBerg versus Dub T. DeBerg versus Dub T. I want to start this one. So, one thing that I've said about Dub T through this tournament, right, and regardless of how both of them got to the final, they both do deserve to be there. I don't think. The way that Dub got there is what I'm talking about. Like he does deserve to still be in the final, and he definitely has proven that. One thing that I've said that has been one of his biggest strengths in this tournament has been his counter writing and his defense rather than his attack. Okay. Right. And he kind of done enough to get by on a lot of the battles, early on in the tournament and stuff. In this battle, I feel like his counter right and his defense is going to be his biggest strength because let's face it, going into this, DeBerg's got a very good angle, like already in it. Like you were going to be here. Like that's all, if he can pull that angle off very well, he's probably taken a round. But if DeBerg can counter right that really well, If
Well,
Dub T,
can
sorry,
counterpoint it.
I was going to say, yeah.
Sorry. Then, yeah, and I do feel like Dub T is really, really good at counter writing. So
he is.
It's difficult to call a winner on this one. I'm actually finding this one more difficult than any other battle, if I'm honest.
Any other battle? Even the main event, lads?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But I find it difficult to call this battle. Yeah. I think I'm leaning towards De Burke just because of his track record and the way that he can bite into an angle. I've only ever seen one thing that I was a bit like, all right, mate, move on. And that wasn't because it was really bad. I just think he held on to it a bit too long. And that was the sunglasses thing with Frost.
The blind angle for
But
Frost.
again, if that was in a room full of fans cheering, reacting and stuff, that angle would have went down completely differently. And it probably would have popped off like quite a lot. And, it was very theatrical. It was very good. But I just think in the environment it was in, I kind of felt like it was one of those kind of, like when Family Guy do that joke and then it goes on for so long it becomes funny again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but it didn't necessarily become funny enough again. That's how I feel. So yeah,
that means it needs to do it more.
Yeah. Do 3 rounds of it. But yeah, I've got De Burke personally. I think it's gonna be by like it's gonna be very very
yeah hair thin.
Yeah, go on, Cammy.
I'll you know what? It was one of those where like De Burke should win. Actively won every battle, is the one that is in the final through winning everything, and Dub T is in there through a great battle. And also his second round versus Pagan is my favorite round that he's ever had.
Fucking fantastic round.
Yeah, and it's not even one that is on. I don't think it's not understood in the room. I think it's the concept of is above understanding in the room. You have to go back and replay it and take it in a bit more, just of the parts that we didn't get reaction.
Yeah.
But the only way I made this call, because I thought it was so close, that like style wise and all this stuff, is all 3 of us know it. The culture knows it. Battle rap is a bitch. Battle rap, you set up something and everything's going to go swimmingly, and here comes Dub T, who was going to lose, and now comes back and steals your trophy. Because battle rap is a bitch. Like, there's so many storylines and things that happen in battle rap that were supposed to be a certain way. Even O'Shea and Matter, battle rap's a bitch, so you don't get that. You don't get that, and I just think there's the battle rap gods up there are going to say, no, this isn't how it's supposed to happen. Cortez versus T-Rex, Gnome 4, 11 years ago. That was a rematch from Total Slaughter. That was a terrible battle, but that was meant to be the most anticipated battle. It flopped. There's so many examples of this. I just think the gods are going to intervene, and I just, the Burke needs to get praying. He needs to pay penance and just make sure that they're in his favor, because right now, I think the battle rap gods are they're in Dub T's favor, and he's just going to snatch it because battle rap is a bitch.
Okay, all right, I hear it. That's Hamil.
I pray
for him every week. Do you know what? There's a few things I'll say on this, right? And I'll keep it brief because I know we're getting on in the stream, and I don't like hearing the sound of my own voice, quite frankly. But I
love hearing it.
Thanks, mate. I like that. Thank you, Cam.
What I
will say is though. As long as he's not pouring pints, lad, I'll listen to him talk all day.
Okay.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I'm sure they'll let me pour a pint. They will let me pour a pint. They're good with me. They'll let me do it.
We will show them the picture. We will show them the picture.
You'll be buying them, okay, Cam. You'll be buying them.
They'll let you pour your tears when they say no.
Do you know what I will say though? I will say this, right? Like as someone who's battled the Burke, is a fan of Dub, has wrote with Dub, often, run material with Dub. I will say this, right? Like, and this, I don't want to take anything away from the Burke. The Burke is brilliant at executing an angle, regardless of whether you're like how he does it. Like, for example, I didn't like what he did with me, but I also loved it. You've got to respect it, right? Because he took a scheme I did in the 2-on-2 and completely reordered it round to the point where it didn't make any sense. And in battle rap, I'd not had that done to me before. I'd not really seen it before, right? So you've got to love it, you've got to respect it, and it's different approach. So he's brilliant at executing an angle. All I would say is, and this is why this is so interesting, lads, you've got to remember, this is a rematch, right? And you think about timelines. When the first one happened, right, I don't know if you'll remember this, Cam, I'm sure you will, but when De Burke battled Dub T the first time, can you remember what battle Dub T had just had before that battle? Because I can.
Was that not RX?
It was the RX Southside, right? And me personally, if I'm battling Dub T off the back of that one, Dub T's a great battler. I think if me and him ever battled, which we wouldn't because I love him, I think it'd be very, very close. And I think tough battle for me and him. But I think if I'm battling him off the back of that, I fancy me chances, right? Because you've got free use of material. Quite literally free use of the material. And De Burke did that, right? But going into this one, right? What has De Burke got now going into this one? He's almost got an angle again, right? That he can use again off the and again, I'm not taking anything away from De Burke because it's all in the execution and the way he executed it the first time. Dub's not a dickhead; he'll tell you was great, right? But going into it this time, will Dub, who's now an older battler, more seasoned battler, will he allow him to get away with that? You've mentioned before, right? He's a brilliant counter writer, I don't think this fares as well for De Burke as he's probably in his own head thinking it maybe will. Not to, again, say he's got no chance or it's going to be a very uphill battle for him. I think this will be a close battle regardless, but it seems to me that both times these have battled, De Burke has had kind of a more, this has just happened to you, well, I'm going to talk about it now. However, with Dub writing and preparing how he does, I don't think Dub's going to let him get away with that. So for me, we talk about strengths and weaknesses, right? And a strength of Dub's is the counter writing, a strength of De Burke's is the angle selection and execution of the angles. It's hard though, right? Because for me, in the final of this tournament, as the co-main event on this card, De Burke can't just turn up. He cannot just turn up and just execute some angles, fabricate some stuff, and just that makes it okay. I think he's going to have to, because he's talented and he can do a lot, but I haven't necessarily seen him do multiple. Yes, he's got great multis. Yes, he can rap well and his flow and cadence is there. But for me, you look at De Burke's strength and what he's done well and where winning matters. It's the angle execution for me against Frost, even against Cave in his most recent battle against Sam, the comic book stuff. It's how he executes his angles. But I think De Burke's clever enough where he won't just turn up to this battle and go, I'm just going to talk about the fact that you got beat by, and then now you're in the. I don't think he's just going to do that. And I think if he does, it's a downward slope for Sean De Burke. However, Dub has also got the angle to bear in mind when prepping for it and going into it. And he's got to make sure that he counter-writes effectively. But genuinely, lads, as someone who's a massive fan of both, who's not battled them both, but understands how they both write and prepare, it's a tough one to call. I'm leaning more towards Dub for this one. I've got to back Dub, and I'm rooting for them both in the room. I hope it's a good show they put on, but I'm backing Dub. I really am.
And I hear it. I hear it.
Oh, go on, sorry.
I hear it, and I think this is literally going to come down to what is better, the angle or the defense. I think that is because De Burke would be stupid not to bring it up.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's such a good angle for a tournament, especially. Like it would be stupid for him not to bring it up, and it would be stupid for Dub to expect him not to. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be really, really important about round placement in this battle as well. Because let's say, for example, right, you take Crow versus Briggsy. Yeah, like obviously controversy aside, right? Briggsy literally finishes his round by saying all he does is name flips. The first bar on Crow's next round was a name flip. So already he's got that, like, you know, he's got that win of like, you just did it. Ha, got you. Right. Ilmac does it to Pat Stay, you know, rest in peace, obviously, you know, all that. But he does the same. He's like, watch how many times he licks his lips. You start forgetting that Pat Stay's rapping almost because you see Ilmac's there like, that's one, That's two. That's three. Like, and it takes away something from him, doesn't it? And I feel like if the Burke can do it well enough, it's him to run away with.
Yeah.
It's just whether he does it well enough. Go on.
I don't know. It's what angle's more effective? You shouldn't be in here, or I shouldn't be in here, but I am. What angle's more effective?
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. That isn't an angle from Dub T. That would be the defense from Dub T.
But what if Dub T? Well,
In
even
an
if it's
angle,
defense,
obviously,
it's an angle. You know what I mean? Like, I
guess it's not an
should be
angle
here.
against defense. It's offense against defense, right?
But at the same time, though, have you ever known Dub T to turn up and only be defensive? Absolutely.
Well, and this is what
not,
this is
right?
what I was saying though. I feel like towards the kind of first stages of the tournament, I think he actually was. I wouldn't say he didn't attack at all. I wouldn't say he didn't attack at all. But in previous performances, I mean, look at the way he went against RX. That young man stood there, you know, RX and everybody else behind him. He stood there and he fucking went for him and he attacked.
Do you know what? You're right, because the point, the bar that sticks in my head, and it was so topical at the time, when in the second, I think it was the second round for Dub, after all this shit kicked off and whatever the rest was, Dub had a bar where it was like a Conor Khabib, like a pussy, let's talk now, and he was kind of taking the fight to. But this is the thing, right? Because I get what you mean, Dan. We've not seen the best Dub T in where winning matters, and I do think a lot of that is because he had an idea of what the roster would look like going into it, and it maybe wasn't what he thought it would be, and he was therefore less motivated, which is no excuse. I, as his mate and a fan of him, expect more from him still, but what I would say is, though, even in his battles where he has been not lackluster, but not as good as he maybe could have been, he's not just been defensive, right? The Kick Nelly battle, he lost that battle, which I don't agree with, but that's a different story for a different day. Even in that battle, I don't give a fuck if people think he was just name flipping a lot. As someone who never really does a lot of name flips, only in the last battle really did I opt for that. As someone who doesn't do a lot of them, I still think if a name flip is original and it's direct and it's well written, I'm all for it. As long as you're not overdoing it, which he might have overdone it, but that doesn't mean he didn't talk about anything else, right? He's talking about personal shit. He's talking about, you know, his career as a battler, and even in the ones, because I do get what you mean, Dan. We've not seen the most offensive, most seasoned Dub T. Even where he hasn't been there, he's still not been all defensive, mate.
And this is what I'm saying. He's done enough. Like, he's not done bad in any of the battles. Like, and I do agree with you. The Kick Nelly one, I was a bit like, oh, okay, that's weird. But we move, and you know, he was true anyway, so it was all right and all that, right?
There you go.
Like, yeah, I do think that's just the thing that sticks with me in this. Like, I don't know, the Burke has just been consistently great, right? And I think he has been. There's been one minor slip up, in my opinion, just from what I like and stuff and what I don't like, and that was obviously the glass swing with Frost. Other than that, I can't fault the Burke. Whereas with Dub T, I feel like I can, but maybe it's because I have a higher expectation of Dub T. I'm not sure. I don't know where that comes from.
I do get what you mean.
But yeah, it's just, and this is why this battle's so difficult, because it is literally, and I mean, all of them, you know, it depends on who brings the best material and performs it the best, right? For any battle. This one's so much more.
This is what I would say though, and just speaking from someone who spends far too much time doing this, I'm sure you'll both agree with me. it's when you've got someone like the Burke who's so good at executing an angle, it's timing, and for me, like you made the point, Dan, which I agree with spot on. In that Frost battle, he spent too much time on the same angle, and he nearly shot himself in the dick for it, because it's like you're talking about the same thing for longer than you should. And my only worry for the Burke in this battle is if he spends a whole let's say round one, he comes out to get you only are in this battle because of X, Y. If he does a whole round on just that, bad day for the Burke, in my opinion, because you've only got 2 minutes and 30 seconds around, and that time goes a lot quicker than you think it does, lads. Even when we were in the early stages of where winning, even in the quarterfinal with the Burke, they were 2-minute rounds, I believe, me and him. That time goes very quick, right? And look, when he's executing an angle well and he's not killing it before it's even fully, got there, if he makes that 2 minutes feel like 10, but on the flip side, when he's talking about the same thing for too long, it goes very quick, and you almost think, have you wasted time there that you could have used a lot more effectively? And that's my only thing, right? Because I agree with what you're saying, Dan. Dub T hasn't been his best in this tournament. He's not been as offensive as he maybe could be. But also in the same breath, the Burke, sometimes can spend too much time on an angle. And I just think there's only so much setting the scene you can do in this battle. At the end of the day, a belt's on the line. Cash money's on the line. You can't spend too much time. You need to be here, there, and everywhere. I'm not saying don't make a point and expand on it, but yeah, man, it's going to be interesting.
Bobby's in the chat. What's up, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope to see you on Saturday. And this comment just cracked me up. Sorry. Big up you free pepperonis. Instead of you jabronis.
Can I just say, where he said, Hamil, relax, I could have spoke for 30 seconds there, and he would have went, fucking hell, Hamil, calm down. He does this all the time. He likes putting me down, but he also, I think he likes me, though. I don't know. I don't know.
You'll get used to that. You get used to it.
I'm used to
if
it
Bobby is being mean, it's because he likes you, definitely.
Not always, but
he's
yeah,
a softie,
sure.
really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I think this is like, you know, looking at back when this tournament started, I don't think I necessarily would have put these two in the final. I don't know. I don't think I would have. But I feel like they both really do deserve it now. Like their tournament run has been really impressive. I mean, De Burke's starting it off like the freestyling like against Pedro, freestyling the, you know, really short prep and that, basically freestyling. And against Pedro, prep, you know, he's just literally 2 hours, right? They were both just at the venue and just thought, fuck it, let's do it. And I love that. And I love, like, even before the tournament, De Burke has been a competitive battler. He's not just been an entertaining battler. Every battle he asked to be judged, every battle he asked for, you know, I want the win or the loss. And nobody's given him the loss yet.
Oh, yeah.
Keyword being
he knows how. Yeah, keyword being I will give you that. But he knows how to win battles, right?
He does.
We've seen Dub T lose battles in this tournament. He's lost two battles in this tournament, right? Kick Nelly, regardless of, you know, own opinions and stuff, it is an official loss. And then against Pagan, right? I think it was very right that the fans voted him to jump back in. I feel like out of everybody, he really did deserve it. We couldn't have Sam Hypes versus De Burke in the final. That couldn't happen, unfortunately, because I do think Sam Hypes had a really good story in this tournament as well. But we couldn't have that rematch. Like, you just battled De Burke, now you're going to battle De Burke. Like, it's just, it wouldn't work, would it? But yeah, I think this is going to be just crazy. Like, I think it's going to be an unexpected left field kind of, you know, not battle of the night, because there's only going to be one, and we know which battle that's going to be. Yeah. But this is going to be a very, very good runner-up for battle of the night, I think.
1,000,000%.
They got to pay penance to the battle rap gods, man. That's what they got to do. Pay penance to the battle rap gods, because I could see some tomfoolery happening in Dub T taking it, because, you know, De Burke did all the hard work for it. You got to pay somehow, and you might just have to lose this one to then go on a bigger journey after. I just see Dub T. Yeah. I'm more with Hamil on that. I think with Dub T and how he, you can. How often do you get 3 chances at this? You know what I mean? Like you lost a kick, you were almost out there, you lost a Pagan, and now you're like you managed to get through, and now you managed to get through. So, you know, lightning has struck twice for Dub T, and I can't imagine he's taking that blessing without going, I have to win now.
Yeah, definitely. And he, you know, he's going to have a bit in his teeth. And I think as well, De Burke is going to have that same kind of like, I need to prove he shouldn't be here now. Mm-hmm. So it's again, whoever can execute the angle, you know, the offense or defense, whoever can execute that the best is going to win this battle. I think it's going to come down to, you know, it's going to be that 1-1 going into the third, and it's going to be firework. It's going to be firework. One thing that I will say is, this is something that I was, this is something that I was going to say. Pagan versus De Burke would have been would have been a brilliant battle. I hope that does happen down the line. Definitely do hope that. I mean, they're both going to want to do it, ain't they? Because it was, written. It was meant to happen. So, yeah, definitely.
I also think, you know what? We're in a world where we've got 2-2-on-2s happening. I also think them two, as a 2-on-2, just putting it out there, would be a very interesting 2-on-2 team. Not just because they're from, Ireland together. I just think the way they both perform is slightly different, similarities as well. Like, I just think they'd be a good 2-on-2 team, perhaps, maybe in the future at some point.
Yeah, I think I could see that working. Definitely. There we go. So, right. We're here, guys. Whew. You guys ready?
Oh, God, I don't think I am.
This is
Can
the
I just
one,
ask
right?
you, sorry,
Everybody. Go on.
I'm not on YouTube right now, like as in like logged in. Who's done a runner in the chat?
That's Ross Martin, I believe.
Oh,
if
right.
If I can recognize
I
the
know.
picture.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
on to Ross. I just didn't. Yeah. I couldn't clock it on the thing. Okay, big up, Ross.
I was about to say Pagan done a runner. If anyone done a runner, it was Pagan.
Definitely Pagan.
Yeah, Pagan done a runner, and then.
Do you know what? I do agree with Bobby there, though. I will say,
Yeah.
as someone who's battled Pagan, as someone who's been following his past few battles, the past few he's done, I do agree with Bobby where I think he stepped up a level because his pen's good, right? Like his pen's really good. I think performance-wise, and this is something I've spoke to Finn about. I think sometimes, you've wrote great material. Perform it the justice it deserves almost. Like Bobby Rex is in the chat. He's someone who's got a brilliant pen, but also fucking performs what he's saying really, really well. And he's horrible in the sense that he can, write it close to the battle and still perform it really well. You've got someone like Pagan who writes early, preps early, he's fully locked in, but just I think maybe his performance has let him down at times, maybe, but like the Enigma battle, for example, wasn't either of the best showings, but his writing was still great for that, but his performance was almost a bit nervous. You look at him versus Dub T then, I think he did agree with Bobby, took it up a notch, in my opinion, so it would have been interesting to... Yeah.
That Shotty and Tay-Rock, that was
So
stupid,
good.
the way he linked them
So
two
good.
together. It was one of those that you could see it coming, but you couldn't see it coming as well. He just set it
Still
up so
hard
well.
to get there though, lad. It's hard
man.
to make it easy to follow. It's all right, right? It's something really technical that makes sense. It's hard making it easy to follow for fans or people in the room though. So
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And this is what I mean by battle rappers being some of the most creative people, because who the fuck can sit down? Even like Bobby in the chat, right? So even doing the FATE, right? That goes through my head at least once a month. I think about that, and I just go, "Foolish American travels eagerly" in my head, and I'm just walking to the shop, and I'm like, "That was crazy."
Can I just say as well, right? I'm sure Bobby will have seen this, but there's some American who's battled Fate not too long ago, right? Lad, he's done the exact same thing.
Yeah, so I've seen. He does apparently credit Bobby in the actual battle.
Fair play, okay. I didn't see that.
Clip,
Fair play.
The clip, he didn't add that bit into the clip.
There you go.
Dub T in the chat. What's up, man?
As well.
Hope you're good. Hope you're ready for Saturday. Definitely. Right. We need to get into this one because this is the one. I'll put a message out to a load of different people, asking, can you just give me 10 seconds, your thoughts on this battle, right? And Cammy, you were one of the people, messaged back and was like, 10 seconds for this battle?
No way.
No
way.
I can't do that, but here's 2 minutes worth of... So that's why...
Here's a Game of Thrones script.
That's why...
Here's a chapter of a Harry Potter book.
Exactly. That's why the video that I had to the intro for this stream was 13 minutes long, because I actually had to tell people. So a couple people messaged me this week and was like, "Oh, do you still need it?" I was like, "No, I don't. Keep it to yourself. It's all good, because I ain't got time to be putting any more of this together and doing it." So
can I just say, this is why Bobby's such a hater, lad. He put Hamil did the whole thesis. I didn't even send the video in, lad, and he's still...
I know. It's because you talk so long, it's still sending.
Probably, yeah. The file's too big, it's loading.
I need to look at what the Burke's done on his YouTube because it comes up a lot, and I need to know.
Very
whether he did
interesting.
actually did he do a
It's
top 10
bizarre.
of paintings? Did he do this? Did he do? I need to know.
There is.
Probably did.
I looked over. There is paintings, and a Hitler painting is part of it. Like it's just a horror. It's of a niche. It's a horrorcore channel. But on that before we get to the main event, I don't know why we haven't like you know when you have your battles and whatever, and then you can have like your people that are part of the video now. You know, the YouTube feature. We kind of need to take some of his subscribers with us. We need to do something
It's a
here.
different audience, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I just think that he's built that up for his own thing, and it's so niche. Like, battle rap is niche in a sense, and I think what the Burke does on his YouTube is also very niche. Like, prepping for it. Like, I like what Caveman did, the Hitler paint and all this, but when I was watching his YouTube channel, like, it's almost like you don't know where to take it because it's so random and there's so many different things. But like it's mostly horror themed or dark, eerie content. But like he narrates over it, and fair play to him. Obviously, he's built up a successful channel. But I've watched when prepping for him. I had to watch a lot of. And by the way, fair play to the kids. Some of them have got 20, 30, 40 million views, and I've spoke to him about it obviously after the battle, learned a bit more about. He's on nearly, I think, 700,000 subscribers now. So and that's not even all he does work-wise and career-wise. So fair play to him. He's obviously worked very hard on it. Takes a level of consistency you lads would understand more so than me. But I think it's hard, like, you know, dragging it into battle rap from a writing for it standpoint, or even like Cammy said there, like, bring some of your fans over it. You can't expect him to or them to, because they might not. They like the eerie, dark horror stuff. That doesn't mean they're gonna like rhyming and spoken words. You know.
The only thing they can do is not follow it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may as well shoot the shot. And that's for someone like the Burke. For a channel like that, there's nothing horrorcore about his style. He's not like a Tink the Demon that is like, you know, rip your spine out from your vocal cords, and there's nothing about that. It's such a juxtaposition, but I feel that we are trying to avoid the main event conversation here. We are really trying to do everything we can.
Let's get into it. I'll let you man kick it off.
Thanks.
Ross is
my stream.
Ross has put up that he's got the main event going to Shotty Frio, but he is biased.
Can you
Bobby,
give a 3-0 for this
Bobby
one?
is saying all belts will be at Manchester retired for photo shoots and novelty purposes at events.
Just to let Sean know while he's watching, it's the Burke 3-2-1. I believe, Sean. I might be wrong there. It's been a while, obviously, since I think it's the Burke 3-2-1, but yeah.
So I will go first.
Bobby's got it.
I've got it. Shotty Horroh 2-1. I do think. Like,
sorry, I'll stop.
Obviously, we can't turn around and say it's going to be a definite win for this person or that person, right? Like, this is two of the best going at it, right? Either one of these two can win this battle,
but one of them has to win, right? Though, so it's
exactly.
Got to be
and for me personally, I'm looking at Shotty, and like, so they've both recently or fairly recently had returns. Yeah, I feel like Gemini's return was. Yeah, like, you know, he was there, he was back. I feel like Shotty's return was whoom, and he was worldwide. Straight away, he didn't need anything else to do this. Like, he just straight away, the big names were kind of gunning at him, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like what he's done going traveling, I think gives him more. What?
Bobby's comment.
I just think Bobby laugh.
I just see that.
He does this on purpose, though. Like,
Bobby,
I'm not going to get into it. But there was a whole story behind that. I'll tell you that another time. But he's doing that purely on purpose. But sorry.
Yeah, I feel like the experience that Shotty's got from traveling and doing that is going to benefit him more than the experience that Gemini's got from being in the UK. And that's a very, very loose like thing to go on, but that's just where my heart's going, you know. And
you've got to split it hairs. You literally have to split it hairs. Like if it's there's none of these battles there's a wrong answer. That's it's quite one of the impressive things about this card. Sometimes in battles you can be categorically wrong with your prediction. Trust me, I know. We could be absolutely wrong with it, but with a battle like this, no matter like with this or any of the battles, you know, it's just a hunch, and this is what this battle is. You're literally splitting it hairs. For me, it's almost dependent on what Gemini's approach is. Is Gemini going to go for the cutthroat? Is Gemini going to go ahead and just expose the business, let's say, of something we don't know? Is he going to go that level with it? Is he going to go? Are we going to look at Shotty Horror different? Or is Shotty Horror's presence going to be too much? What Shotty, like, to me, it actually more depends on how Gemini approaches this, because we know Shotty Horror is, if not one of the greatest battle rappers the world has ever had. Like we can almost know what Shotty Horror is doing. Like, we've seen his style the last year, but what if Shotty changes it up? What if we get the Arsenal Shotty from number one? What happens to get this fast-paced style? What happens then? Like, are we going to?
I want to challenge something you just said then, and I've seen other people say it, and I don't really understand it, right? So you were saying this battle is going to depend on how Gemini comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. This battle is going to depend on
good pause. Well done.
The performance that Gemini brings. Let's change the wording, but to me, the best Gemini performance so far doesn't beat the best Shotty performance so far. So I actually think it's the opposite way around. I don't think it is Gemini, like, because it's saying that, it almost sounds like it's Gemini's to win if he comes.
It's an interesting point, though. It's a very interesting point, though.
And I think it's for both of them, really. But I've seen a lot of people, like, on Twitter. I did the poll and stuff like that as well. And, like, I feel like Bobby is. Oh, sorry. I keep getting distracted from the comments because of Bobby.
I know.
Just talking to himself now.
Like the scary clown.
But yeah, I have seen a lot of talk about it depends on Gemini, it depends on this, it depends on, like, and it's all on his side. And everyone's like, because we know what we're getting with Shotty. And I'm like, but do we?
So I think you've maybe I've not made it so clear. Nothing about the performance. So you went to the performance side of it, the angles that Gemini will go into.
So what I mean by performance, though, is just that whole, like, let me rephrase what I'm saying. The best, like, battle that Shotty has done compared to the best battle that Gemini's done, regardless of performance, angles, all that kind of stuff. Just the best one that you can think of, right? Personally for you, does the best Shotty one beat the best Gem one in your mind?
Yes.
So then the argument would be, it depends on what Shotty wants to do, right?
Well, this is the thing, just to add on to what both of you are saying, because it is an interesting point. I think I've seen both of the what in my opinion would be the best battles, but I also feel like, you know, have we seen them both get beat before? I think of Gem, Koj, that's a close battle. Some people were given that Koj, right? I also think more recently, yes, he's been traveling pillar to post and he's international battles, but I watched Shotty versus Tay-Rock, and even just by looking at how Shotty is reacting to Tay-Rock's material, it kind of felt like Shotty might not have picked up the win in that, even though I really like Shotty's material. I probably prefer Shotty's material, if I'm being honest, and that's not me being biased. I really like Tay-Rock, but I just, we've seen them both not have the strongest performances, so it's interesting you draw on the, does his strongest be his strongest? Because yes, I do think Shotty's strongest maybe beats Gemini's strongest, maybe, but at the same time, though, very rarely have we seen either lose or at least lose definitively.
Yeah.
So I do think, for me, it's about what both of them do. It's not just if Shotty turns up and does this, then Gem's got no chance, or vice versa. I don't think it's as simple as that, lads. I think Gemini could turn up, like Cammy said, speak about the business, maybe get a bit nasty with it. And say if Shotty does turn up and do the old school, I'm going to multi-stack, I'm going to rap very quick, I'm going to be very topical, Could that maybe offset that, for example? You just don't know. And this is why this one, in my opinion, is impossible to call, because you don't know what their approaches are going to be. You don't know where they're putting what in each round. I do think Gemini's ability, mate, to turn up and just capture a room and get them on side whilst also being so fucking creative is very kind of, it's hard to match that. But at the same time, I think I heard Gemini on Trubbs' show last week say, you know, kind of sing Shotty's praises and almost show him the respect he deserves, where it's like a Shotty can do a little bit of everything. And he almost said, I think Shotty can do things I necessarily maybe couldn't do. And I think that's interesting, because I think if they both turn up and play to the strengths, do a little bit extra, it's going to be. I'd hate to be a judge for this one. I wonder who do you think will be judging this one?
Do you know what? One person who I hope is, and I said it throughout the tournament, he was the best judge, Frankie Fraser. The way he broke down, the way he deliberated, and I had him on a stream the other week, and he was saying about how stressed he was judging. It needs to be people like that. It needs to be people who are there sober. It needs to be people that are there listening to the battle, listening to the battle, not the reactions. All these type of things, because this is all subjective, isn't it? Like we could be sat here next week arguing, thinking that Gem won or Shotty won, and it doesn't matter. Like in the grand scheme of things, this is going to be a great battle that is going to be rewatchable, and we're all going to enjoy it, and it's going to give UK battle rap the kick up the arse that it needs, I think, right? But I think Frankie is a really, really good judge. Also, I like Sean Cray as a judge as well. I do. I really like Sean Cray as a judge.
I will agree with that.
Those two, I would like to see judging.
Sean's a massive fan of battle rap. Sean is such a big fan of battle rap.
He lives and breathes it, man.
He takes everything into account when judging a battle, does Sean. So I do agree with that. I would like to see Sean.
I think as well, Rivers is a good judge.
That was the name I was going to say.
He's judged against both of those two, I'm pretty sure. Because he judged the Shuffle and Shotty one, right? And then didn't he judge Gem and Koj as well, maybe?
I believe so.
And like even in the past and stuff when he's judged battles, I just think he's switched on enough. No other names really spring to my mind, but those three I would be looking for if I was in the venue looking for judges, definitely. Well,
you can throw a Quill or Maverick.
Maverick, I was going to say that before, Cam. Maverick will give both sides of it. He's not just looking for performance or just looking for who's capturing the crowd. He takes all of it into account. Do you know what, though? That's interesting what Bobby's just said. I was just going to say, before we get onto that, Bobby makes a good point, actually, of the charisma alone is something you have to combat. I think people think this is just going to be a who does the well-rounded, who's more well-rounded, but I think he's right, though, in that it's going to be individual battles on each thing, because I do think the aura, the energy, the performance, the pen, you're going to be judging them side by side on every aspect, right? So that's why it's such a tough one to call this.
It's like one of those battles where it's like you have to find reasons why somebody loses rather than find reasons why somebody wins. Because they're both going to be at the top of their game. They've got to be for this one, ain't they? And I think it's going to be about the little tiny things that, it is difficult. I am going to press you both, though. Cammy, obviously, you gave your prediction, so you go first. And then Hamil, I need an answer. What do you reckon?
So I'll go first then, just to kind of elaborate a little bit more. I just like the point of why I'd say that Gemini be like the point of who wins and who loses is because I think Shotty Horroh is more honorable than to go into an angle that maybe exposes Gemini. But I've watched Gemini so many times take these crazy angles, take angles that are just almost disrespectful, those that kind of breaks an opponent down completely. So if Gemini's in that bag, there's a possibility the momentum swing, if depending on what an angle is, then tailors into other rounds afterwards because your perception changes. And that's and to be honest, Gemini did that for so long. And all these UK guys and these little things, it's just momentum shifts. Like almost loads of Gemini battles have when the opponent wins the first round, Gemini wins the second and third. It's loads, whether it's the title match, whether it's like other than Koji, because it's a tried and true method for Gemini. Koji is someone that managed to beat another round with the crutch angle and all these different things, like to go against that momentum. But so many of Gemini's battles, his opponent goes crazy first, then he just sneaks the win in afterwards because he puts these little pockets. But I don't think this is going to work with Shotty Horroh, because Shotty Horroh is a caliber above pretty much everyone that he'd battled. Like, pretty much. Like, are you going to be able to swing the momentum to make us change the thought of Shotty Horroh, who waved the flag for us across the country, like who did all of this? I just don't think he'll manage that. And when we're in a position where we're looking on the thing with Shotty Horroh and Shuffle, to go into that, I remember tweeting God's bleed, because the building had Shuffle winning. The building and the judges had Shotty, like, you know, and it ended up being like on the playback. It's a much closer battle. I think the acoustics weren't the best, to be honest, for us to hear Shotty Horroh. But in general, like, as that battle is happening there, that's the only person I've ever known to really take Shotty Horroh on. And that took a totally different style, a totally different angle, everything there. These two are similar enough that they're competing against mirrors almost, but the little contingencies that they have, Shotty Horroh has that star power versus Gemini that has this direct attack. And I just don't think the direct attack is going to move the momentum away from what Shotty Horroh does. And you know, as Shotty Horroh is such an esteemed battle rapper, generally, God's bleed.
I'm just going to show you the comments, because honestly,
do you know what's funny about that though? What's funny about that is that some fellas rap. Such a thing.
Honestly, but that's the thing. I was the first tweet that said God's bleed, and that was generally because it was Shotty Horroh was like that. He was above everyone else, and he took a loss, even though he didn't take a loss. But to round it all up, to say that I just don't think Gemini is going to swing the momentum away from Shotty Horroh the way that normally happens in a lot of Gemini's battles. Like, you could even argue the Disaster battle. Disaster wins the first round, and Gemini wins the second and third. You know, Disaster does the whole rapping in German, and then you could squeak, forgetting the crowd reaction, you could squeak it. I think I probably have Disaster technically, but a lot of people say Gemini won that. But that's how most of his battle goes. I just don't see it happening. So I don't know what rounds in particular, but I would probably say a 2-1 Shotty Horroh, maybe first and second, and Gem goes ahead and then gets the third. I shooting a shot, but that's as far as I can give it without me just being rambling anymore and changing my mind, because it's so fucking close, and I'm having to dig into whatever pocket to think to give you the exact call that I think.
Okay.
And
I want to ask a question, Hamil, before we come to you. I want to ask a question, because we've spoken a lot about, like, you know, they're both good at what they do, right? They're both phenomenal at what they do, sorry, but they have both taken losses. Does Shotty win against the guys that Gemini's beaten? In your mind, just think of it, lost against, sorry, or had debateables against, right? Does Shotty beat those people?
Yeah. He's the fucking. You look at it. He's talking about the very.
Let me land. So, does Gemini beat the people that Shotty has taken losses to, or debatables to?
See, this is where it gets interesting, because I think if you I know Gemini and Shuffle are good mates, and look, Shotty technically didn't lose that battle, but it is very close. I think. Do I think Gemini does well against the Tay-Rock, for example? Yes, of course. I think he, at the very least, competes and stays in. We're talking about, you know, Tay-Rock is, of course, a legend, but over here, in what's cemented for us in our scene, Gemini is on the same, you know what I mean? So, and yes, him and Shuffle are good mates, but Gemini and Shuffle is such an interesting battle, and I do think Gemini does very, very well in that battle, because Gemini can be funny, he can win a crowd over, can execute an angle, can rap really well, which is, you know, some people forget the fundamentals, thankfully not at a top tier level, they never forget that, but people forget that the Gemini can do all of the fundamentals and the basics very, very well. It's hard comparing the could he beat people he's battled, because styles make fights, as you know, and it's just there are battles I've watched where I've thought, well, this person's gonna fucking smoke him, and then you watch it and you're like, maybe not them, you know what I mean? So it's hard. It's a hard one to answer in that respect, but
like and a lot of people that Gemini and Shotty Horror battle, God, the opponents, like if anyone that Gemini battled, if you put him against Shotty Horror, they could squeak a win. Koji could squeak a win from Shot. I'm just like, it's only a possibility because no one thought Koji was beating Gemini.
This is the point that I wanted to say. This is the point that I was trying to make, right? So you just spoke about it, right, Hamil? You actually proved my point, so thank you. You were adamant straight away. No, listen. You were adamant straight away, yes, Shotty would beat the people that Gemini has lost to or had debatables with. And you couldn't do that for Gemini, right? So Shotty's level of opponent has been higher than Gemini's level of opponent, yeah? So
not necessarily. I think it's just that styles make fights, and I just think the people that who's Gemini lost to really? I think Koji is the main one that comes to mind.
Koji is the only one.
There you go.
To be honest, I think the battle between Gemini and Bobby is a lot closer than people give credit for. I know Gemini kind of threw the last round as well and did it to himself.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well,
and I think him and Rivers was a lot closer than people give Rivers credit for as well.
Do you know what I will say? I
do think Gemini won that battle, by the way, like against Rivers, but I don't think it was as plain and simple as people have made it out to be, personally.
Perhaps not, but I will say I do think Gemini definitively beat Rivers. However, as I've watched the Gemini Bobby battle probably a good few times, and because he does throw that last round, and I'm not saying that's the only reason he might win that battle. I'm really not, because Bobby's writing for that one, it honestly is ridiculous. And knowing him, he probably wrote it fucking 72 hours before the battle.
Well, the thing, he don't even write it, does he? It's just...
Yeah, and there's a bit where he's like, if there's two sides to a Gemini, he's going to feel like he's fighting off 10. And that whole scheme is just ridiculous. But, like, again, that is a debatable one. But are these definitive losses for Gemini? I don't know. This is why it's a tough one, because I don't think Gem and Shotty necessarily have a bunch of definitive losses on the record. So it's hard.
This matchup wouldn't be what it is if they did, right? Like
exactly.
And Gemini has literally torn through the top tier from his literally his tryout. Like after that, he has literally just went from like massive up and comers coming up with them to just battling those guys up here on that top tier level, right? There's a few people we'd love to see him against that we're never going to see him against because of, alliances and friendships and things like that, right? And I respect it. And like in my head, Tony D versus Gemini is a crazy battle.
Of course.
I know that's
I've been
never going to
pushing
happen.
that for so long.
Yeah, but it can't happen. It won't be as good as what you're imagining because
I think
none
it
of
almost wouldn't make sense.
Gemini is not going to be Gemini and go for Tony's throat. Like he's not. He's not. There's too much respect.
I could make a story out of that. I could make a story out of that.
Yeah, we all could definitely. But I'm saying like
that's an interesting dynamic.
It would just be the story, though. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't think that would deliver.
I do think it wouldn't make sense for that battle to happen now, really, or in the past 5 years. I just don't think that's a battle that maybe should happen. Obviously, who am I to say it? But I just, as a fan, I don't think maybe that battle should happen personally because of how they are as a as a group of mates, but also just as battlers. I just don't think that makes sense anymore, or maybe not for the past few years. But to give you my answer, just because I'm going to keep dancing around it forever.
I know. I was literally just about to ask you directly.
Who have you got? I'm gonna have to go. Nice one, Bob. Thanks for that reminder. I forgot for a sec. I am gonna go. It's hard, man. I'm leaning more. So nice one, Bob. He needs to stop writing shit in this chat, lad. To give you my answer, because he's given a Bible verse in the chapter, I'd have to go Shotty. Just because I've heard bits and pieces, but not to fully call anything of. But for me personally, I just think Shotty is maybe perhaps more well-rounded than Gem. I just think, do you know what? And Gem has answered this for me in a way, because I think on the Trubs, the Plug podcast, when Gem went on and did the interview, I think Gem even said it where he was like, there are things Shotty can do that I maybe can't. And he said vice versa. But I think what Gem does really well is be really direct, is have a multitude of different pockets and flow patterns and rhyme schemes are really varied. I think Shotty can do that as well to an extent, and for that reason, no one takes this 3-0. No, in my opinion, no one. I think I'm gonna go 2-1 Shotty. But you know what? After dancing around it a lot, I would say I'm confident on that. Like I actually would say I'm more definitive on Shotty taking a 2-1 than Gemini taking a 2-1, and that's I'm big fan of Gem. I think Gem is a very tough battler to beat, but that just shows the emphasis on what I'm saying there, and that Shotty takes this, in my opinion, 2-1 fairly confidently.
Fairly confidently. Now that's different.
I am confident though, like I am, you know, like, and I am a really big fan of both battlers. Like I've watched every Gemini battle. No, because listen, I remember Gem wigging on Charlie clips. I remember Gem smoking fucking Yunnan back in the day. I'm a big Gemini fan, mate. I really am. I've been in the room for a couple battles, but I just think Shotty, I just think he takes it. I really do. Not by a landslide. This is what I mean. I don't think
it will never be a landslide. Never be.
Exactly that. And look, could I be wrong here? Absolutely, I have been before. But I just think, in my opinion, my humble opinion, ever so humble opinion, Shotty maybe he takes this 2-1 fairly. Yeah, I think so anyway.
Just a fairly clear.
So
I would.
If Gemini smokes him now, send me a clip of me saying this so I can
but as I said at the very start, this battle, as it's also because it's judged, is to me the definitive who's the greatest UK battle rapper of all time. To me, this is definitive. Like this is whoever wins this gets to say I am the best from the UK. Completely.
Do you agree with that?
I was just about to say, I'm not sure if I do, right? Because we've all spoken tonight about judges' decisions that we don't agree with, things like that, right? Battle rap is a subjective thing. So, yeah, I guess, like, theoretically it means that. But actually, like, let's say, I don't even want to say it, actually, but let's say one of them does have, like, a bad time in the battle, right? I'm not going to use the word, but let's say one of them has a bad time in the battle, yeah? That doesn't mean that the other person is better. They were just better that day. If they battled 100 times, then that's more of like a, I think is someone playing the video in the background? I can hear my echo.
No. I'm not. I don't think.
Neither am I.
Okay. Oh no, it's gone now. Yeah. So like, I think it's for them two, they can brag to each other. Yes. Right, and I believe for the person it is, but for me as a fan, no, it would probably not change my opinion. If Gemini just about beats Shotty or Shotty just about beats Gemini, I don't think either of them loses stock. That's what I think. So I disagree and agree in the same breath.
That's the only answer. That's not. Hang on.
Yeah. You're getting me. Go on, what?
Stand on business.
So no, I think I more disagree than I do agree though. Like I can see where you're coming from in terms of like technically yes, we are getting a definitive answer who is better, right? In a battle, that's what you want. But I do think as a personal opinion, I don't think this battle is necessarily going to sway my opinion on one of the battlers being better than the other.
Okay. Okay,
the fence is really comfy, by the way. So you guys.
I know that. Do you know what it is? It's one of those things. The situation. It's that it's as someone I do like. If it wasn't judged, then I wouldn't have this opinion that this would then be the greatest battle rapper. But because there's a definitive winner, because you could then argue someone on their day. But the day is there's a judge's decision at the end of it and how much weight you put on the
Okay. So with that logic, Shotty Horroh is definitely a better battler than Shuffle 2.
Yeah. That's absolutely.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with it as well. But there's a lot of people saying that Shuffle actually won that battle and there's a lot of like disparity, right? So yeah. I just wanted to clarify that bit.
I think though, Cammy, do you think just because, say, one of them wins this weekend, does that make them the greatest battler in UK battle rap history ever? Because we've put names out there before. Like I do think that Jen's point there, exactly that, because like it's hard because someone could be better on the day and take the battle on the day. Does that make them the greatest ever? I don't know.
You know, it's a good point, and the only for me personally, I did a stream with Tom about a year and a half ago where we did the top 50 UK battles of all time. And it was Gemini, Shotty, Horroh 1 and 2 for me, and so was like 3, Tony D 4, people above, right? I think, and at that time, Gemini was undefeated and completely undefeated. To me, it wasn't debatable. The first loss is Koji, and still after that, still undefeated. And there hasn't been a UK battle rapper at that time who had such a long period to the point they were double champion. They still are. Although title defenses and stuff, you couldn't say that the double champion of the UK isn't the best battle rapper here if we have titles for that role.
But Gemini beating Shotty on Saturday, right? If that was to happen, doesn't get rid of everything that Shotty has done. And Shotty beating Gemini doesn't get rid of everything that Gemini's done, right? So I think Jen's point there is right. Yeah, the audio has gone wild bad. I don't know what's going on. Can everyone just check on the settings? Just check that you've got like background noise. All right, let's see if it's still happening. It's still happening a bit. Hamil, mute yours a sec. Right. Yeah, it's not happening now. Hamil, it must be something on your end. I don't know if your speaker's like against anything or anything like that. Let's see if that's the. There we go. Yeah, no, that sounds better already.
But hey.
Bobby's still going on about stones, by the way. I think we need to come back to this in a second because he's calling you a breeze block, Hamil. Apparently, I'm Thanos. I'm Thanos. I'm just a collector of stones, apparently. So I'll take that. But yeah. So all right, that brings us to the end of the card. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about the card? I've got one more thing that I want to bring up, but just is there anything that you guys want to say?
So I think Hamil brought up at the very start about Graz's point about being that whether it's an end or a start or something like that. And it's difficult to say. I would say this is an end of a chapter. This time last year when the battle was supposed to be booked, we actually didn't know if we were having more events. There was a discussion of this could be the hurrah this time last year. Then they did Where Winning Matters and brought us like 6 months worth of entertainment in 4 months worth of work, right? I am very curious and I'm very interested in where UK battle rap is after this battle, because this is the battle. This is the one that whether it's 2019 to 2017 to 2015, like this is ever since Shotty, Horroh, Tony D, it was like, okay, now we need Shotty, Horroh, Gemini. That's how long we've asked for this battle. It was kind of like Gemini versus Soul. Then it's Gemini versus Tony versus Shotty, Horroh. That was the order of this. We got Gemini Soul. That was the first battle I've ever seen live. Crazy. And then we got then we were waiting on this battle happening. Where we go from here now, we've attained the battle, is going to be very interesting. But there's a part of me that thinks, is this a farewell? Is this? I don't know. And it'd be a shame if it was, but I basically, we just don't know the next future. Briggsy put up something about we need to change the way we run events, announce card, fans react, tickets bought up on YouTube. We need to change it. So clearly there's a plan. It'd be good to know something about the next plan for Premier Battles at some point of this event, whether it's an announcement, whether it's something, like it'd be very interesting to hear, because that would be my worry. Not that I would have no longer nothing to talk about, but the actual end of where we are right now is I just don't know where the next step is. I can't, and I'm usually good at trying to predict something. I've seen
they mentioned North versus South brought out some t-shirts and that as well for that. So could be that we get like kind of, you know how they ran the
That's
academy
this card
North
already.
versus South. No, but it could be like a year-long kind of tournament for that as well.
Yeah.
You know, I have just got to go back to Bobby's comments though, because now he's going at me. So never said Thanos, just a collector. You're an extra. It gets worse as well. This is actually cutthroat, right? Background drawing. Not even fully detailed. Thanos is trying to get Gem back. Clever. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Bobby.
But no, that would be my like that's. But in general, talk about the card. Sorry, I don't mean to take the spotlight for a second there. Just it's going to be the event's going to be amazing. This card is very Premier Battles. It's very much the talent that has been in it. It's kind of self-purposing rather than reaching out to other people for a bunch of different things. I think the only person that wasn't like in the tournament is Gemini, Shotty, but then Photo Boy is about the only person that wasn't in the tournament. And Tech, Black Teeth. I'm chatting shit actually.
Yeah,
but it's very much people that are. Yeah, I thought I was.
But they were all kind of giving. They were all kind of giving the spotlight to the people that were. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all, but it's very inside itself and it's pushing its own talent, which is great. But we need to develop their characters and our investment in the people, and this is how we start it. But I do love the card. It's a fun card, and I look forward to being there on Saturday and catching all the battles and catching everyone. But I wonder. I can't help but think about what's next, and that's maybe it's a negative thing. But other than that, this battle finally happening, holy fuck. Yeah. We didn't think it was ever going to happen. And it doesn't feel like it's actually happening. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like something's going to go wrong. But the fact it's happening, people are prepared. It's happening this Saturday. I can't get that out of my head. I can't get it out of my head, but I can't believe it either because it's been prepared for so long.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be
Jen said it in the video that I put together. Like, this has been teased for so long and no flyer, still no flyer. Like, it was just, the fact that like there's been so many mega matches that should have happened that didn't, and Grazza mentions, time just stops them from happening. You just see the comment and you have Bobby, man, you should just come on, honestly.
Such a cunt, honestly. He can't help it, can he? Like, he's fucking hell. But I makes me laugh though. He just makes me laugh, man. I'm sorry.
It is brilliant. Yeah, and this is it, and I hope that this battle does for Prem what they wanted to. Fingers crossed. That's what we all want. Regardless of who wins and loses, we're gonna love the battle. If Gemini wins, I'm gonna be on. I'm hoping Sunday night I'm gonna do a stream to recap this whole thing, and I'm hoping to be ecstatic regardless of who won. Right? Like, that's it. Like, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So, it's gonna be crazy. If you haven't got your tickets, please get your tickets. Like, let's really, really pack this venue out. I want to hear everybody shouting, screaming. One thing. Pause. Insecure. One thing.
Maybe. That's me.
Because I said people in an event are going to be screaming and shouting.
Cammy, that was like your pint pour.
Where is your mind? No, one thing that I do want to say is I just want to remind everybody, the battle is between Shotty and Gem. Right? And I'm talking to the likes of Cammy, even you at times, pulling and jumping on stages, all that kind of stuff. Bracy, Raws, like all these people.
In the
this battle is for the battlers to battle. This isn't for, some person on the outskirts of what's going on getting their 2 minutes in this big battle or whatever, right? And I think there's a time and place, right? I think Pit Bowers, it works really well, blah, blah, whatever. But there was a moment in Gem versus Bizzo where I almost disliked the battle because of some of the hype men.
Yeah.
And I think there is that very thin line of going, you wasn't one of them, Carrie, don't worry. But there was that thin line of like, all right, mate, like, chill out. He's your boy. We get it. You're here to support him. You can do it quietly. Like, you can do it just the same as everybody else is doing and enjoy it with everybody else. It's not about you. So please, guys, let these guys have this battle. Let us have this battle. Let everybody enjoy what it is. And if you've been a fan of battle rap, like, I mean, we've just spoken about when we got into it and stuff. We've all been a fan for years and years, like over a decade, right? This is the sort of battle that we become fans for. So let's enjoy this. Let's have a really, really good day. And yeah, man. I like Cammy. What you said is so true. I don't believe that this is happening, and until it's there in front of me, and I hear some said I wasn't going to show up, like that is going to be the bit, right?
Yeah.
And Ross, you got it there. Yeah. Anyone who isn't watching this battle in the room, they shouldn't be there. Like that is it. Like this is the battle. I keep repeating myself, but this is the battle. Like it's really hard to sell this one as much as it needs to be sold, because
I don't think it does need to be at this point, though. I think everyone's so excited and so ready for it. Like, what more can be said, mate? Like, I just need to see it happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Cammy would say, this is the gods colliding. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's
gods
crazy.
do bleed.
Premierbattles.club. Make sure you get your tickets. Get in that building and let's have some fucking fun with it. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. If you've got a voice by the end of Shotty versus Gem, you need to sort your shit out, man. Right. I always lock the stream off with a game. Okay. This is called the Battle Rap Association game. So we're going to keep it.
Every time you cheat me out of this,
mate. I'm shit at remembering. Okay. Like
cheat me out of this.
People have actually battled or not. You say every time. We've played it once together. I'm pretty sure.
No, we played it once, but I've done multiple streams with you. You've cheated me out every single stream. I've been your mastermind, and you cheated me out of it. Okay, let's lock the fuck in.
All right. So we're gonna.
Hamil's gonna win this so easily.
We're gonna, Hamil, do you know what I've noticed in this stream? You're like, so when he brings in round 2 of this battle, I'm like, shit, man. I don't remember that was 3 rounds.
Honestly, that's all. You might smoke me. You might. I'm not saying you will, but you never know.
So we're gonna keep it UK only. All right.
Damn it! That's where it goes wrong.
Unless it's someone like Real Deal, people that have been over a few times that we'd consider friends of the culture over here as well, right? I'm going to ask, because the only fan that's in the chat at the moment that is commenting is Ross. I'm going to ask Ross, give us a battler, and Hamil, we're going to start with you, okay? As soon as Ross gives us a battler, we will then go to you, Hamil, then it will go to you, Cammy, then it will go to me. You just basically got to say someone who that person's battled, and we'll just keep going around until one of us fuck up. All right? So, Ross, give us a UK battler. This is where we just have dead air until he actually does it.
Yeah, I swear to God, he comes in with Conquer B, like.
We can't go that far back.
All right, so, Hamil, it's on you. He said Soul. Go.
That's easy. Gemini.
Cool.
Koji.
All right. Danny Jack.
Marlo.
Pedro.
Hulk.
Kingsley Thunder.
Kingsley Thunder. Caveman.
Slester.
Oh, you fucking cunt. I just weren't expecting Slester's name to be thrown out. Gaspuff. There's so many.
You know what's so funny? I always try and think, all right, what's Cammy going to say? And I got that one right. I got it right. Okay. I was ready. All right, Cammy, it's just me and you now. Bobby, will you give us a battler? And Cammy is going to be on you, all right?
All right, okay. Okay. I'm scared.
I know Bobby's going to come with all this crazy as well. Or he's not going to, and he's just going to tell us to fuck off and go off the stream.
Well, if not, Hamil can throw it out there, I'm sure.
That's true. Let's give the comments come through a little bit. There's a bit of a time lapse, so we'll give Bobby a second. And then if he doesn't, we'll go with you, Hamil, giving us a battler, all right? Yeah, let's go for it. Hamil, come on, give us a battler, and then Cammy is straight onto you. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a battler battling on this card, and I'm gonna go Frankie Fraser.
Okay, Frankie Fraser, Sean Cray,
Bobby Rex.
Bobby Rex. We'll go Mata.
O'Shea.
O'Shea Bloodstro.
Bloodstro Luna.
Luna Mickey Worthless.
All right, Mickey Worthless. Enigma.
Enigma DK.
Whew. DK Dots.
Dot Sharon.
All right, Sharon. Shuffle.
Shuffle. Shotty Horror.
Shotty. Tally.
Tally. Georgie Roots.
All right, Georgie Roots. Frost.
Frost. DeBark.
DeBark. Sam Hypes.
Sam Hypes. Briggsy.
Briggsy. I was gonna say, O'Shea, you got me. You got me. You got me. Now it, man.
There we go. I fucking got something.
Oh, fair play, man. Fair play. That was good.
Face first.
You deserve your moment, man. You deserve it.
Go back and forth that. This Leicester one threw me right off.
You know what? The only reason why I said that is because I just, whenever I hear a caveman in a battle now, I just think of him with a saxophone.
Yeah.
So that's just it straight away. That's the
It's
battle.
hard because I'd said Kingsley Thunder and then you said Leicester and I immediately thought of Kingsley Thunder, but I was like, I can't say that, and it just threw me off. Brilliant.
You know what? It's always the battlers that have had like 100 battles, because they like Briggsy. How many battles have Briggsy had? Like I could have said Soul. I could have said so many people. I can't even think of anyone else.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
What?
Bobby said he hasn't battled Matter.
Oh wait, did you say Matter after Bobby?
I said Matter.
Shit. Hang on a sec. Hey,
I thought he did.
Can you press some buttons for me? Because I think I just won.
Yeah.
I
bet he has.
Now, do you know what though? Do you know what? We'll let you have the win because apparently I've cheated you out of some wins. All right. So you know I'm a very generous person.
No. I win fairly. I don't accept the cheating like some people.
Oh.
That's that.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the ones that I ended up doing better than you and I didn't win them anyway. I'm so terrible.
No,
that was probably the best I've done, to be fair.
It was the what you call it? Is it the teams? It was with Bloodstro, Gas Buff, and them versus me. Remember you did the
Venom.
mastermind thing,
yeah,
and it was Venom. That was it, and then it was Shuffle T and Marlowe versus Briz and T-Top, and you're like, that wasn't booked. It's like, yes, it was, and then I let it fly. It was. It scorns me to this day.
Yeah, I'm terrible. You know what? It's funny because like part of what I wanted to do with the streams was doing like games and stuff like that and having fun. I'm terrible at it though. Like actually putting it together because I love the idea, but I'm more an idea man. I need somebody to actually run it and do it. Definitely.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
But I am the champ of Battle Rap Association, so we'll just and I will just say. We had an international in there as well, and I did pretty well, so I'm quite happy with that.
You did, and DK. I threw a curveball at DK.
Yeah, do you know what? And I was actually watching Soundslide the other day, and DK was on there, so I was like, I want to watch a DK battle, and it was like a grab bag freestyle, I think they did. Between them two. So I actually watched that like maybe like last week or the week before. So yeah, that was fresh in my head. So yeah, that was a good round though. Good round. Right, we've been on for 3 hours and 5 minutes. It's almost like something to say. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna go to bed, and we're gonna get ready because then it'll only be one more sleep until we're all together in that building, getting ready for Shotty Horroh versus Gemini. Premier battles.club. What? Oh, not an extra anymore. There we go. Thank you, Bobby. That is solidified my spot. I am so happy. I'm gonna walk into that venue, open the doors up. Bobby, I hope that you're gonna be there hyping up the battles, man. That's your thing now. I think you need to be doing that for every event because at the last event, that the semi-finals for Where Winning Matters, it was brilliant what you did. You just bring an energy, man. So yeah, definitely hope to see you on Saturday. I'm sure we will be. Jen, lovely to see you on the chat. It's going to be even lovelier to see you in person. See you soon. Sean, good luck for Saturday. Ross, I need to speak to you about a few things on Saturday, so definitely come and check in with me. I got an idea for something that I wanted to run by you. But yeah, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you two guys for coming on. Can we get rid of that picture? That can't be the last thing they see of you. It just can't be. Final words.
Cammy special.
Final words, Hamil.
Excited for the weekend. Make sure you've got your tickets and make sure you're in the building, man. It's going to be fucking ridiculous, this whole card. I personally, I'm so excited for this one. This is probably the most excited I've ever been for an event. So yeah, stay tuned, be in the room, and peace and love. Thank you for having me, Dom.
No, good man. And Cammy, I feel like we need you to do your script live.
I don't know if I could do that. I need to set the lighting and everything. Like, I don't know. I can't do the script.
I'll put you on spot, man. I'm playing. Go on.
Yeah, play it. Right. But no, I appreciate you for having us on, having myself and having Hamil on here. Dan, you are the man. I look forward to catching both of yous on Saturday. And if you want to buy me a pint of Tennent's that doesn't have that much head, absolutely. You're absolutely entitled to it. But I appreciate both of you guys, man. You guys have it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys for coming on. You guys are more than welcome. I reckon, with the chemistry being so good here, we'll be running the pay-per-view and that as well. We'll just muscle our way in somehow. I reckon we do the recap on Sunday. I'll definitely send you two guys a message. Ross, I'd love to get you on here as well. Bobby, Jen, all of you guys. I can only have 5 because I ain't paying for StreamYard. But we can rotate. Even I'll drop out at times. And
I can't promise it. I will try. I can't promise it. We're traveling back and stuff.
But yeah, obviously, check out what Cammy's been doing. Been doing some great content. The Pokemon stuff. I don't really understand Pokemon, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But if you like Pokemon, you're gonna like this. If you like Pokemon and battle rap, you will definitely like it.
It's so niche, and
I showed it to my cousin, and he kind of explained it a bit. And yeah, it's a really cool idea. It's really fun.
It's complicated as hell, and it's
and
very
also,
niche.
Cammy has put up his predictions, going in a bit more in depth with his thoughts and everything. You'll definitely be putting out some sort of recap as well. So
you already know.
Yeah, there we go. So thank you everybody for joining and commenting and all that. Hit that like on your way out. Peace. I always forget I've got to press 2 buttons. So I get ready like, peace, and then it's still there. I'm like, shit.
Hey, you're over here.
But anyway, hang
on.
Let's do it again. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, everyone commenting, all that. Hit that like on the way out. Peace.